think so. Sounds fine now.
That day I think it was a bit off. For some reason, I was using my laptop speakers rather than my earphones. No.
Oh yeah, you were a
mic.
bit quiet
I
before.
was using the Mac
Okay.
mic rather than my laptop.
We're live. Hope everyone's enjoying Leon's new audio setup. What, those new headphones, Leon?
Actually, they are, yeah. Newish.
They look pretty snazzy. Where'd you get those?
Well, I got them with my original ones with my phone, but they wore out. So then I just ordered a new pair because I like them because I hang them over my ear.
I see.
I don't know if you're
Very
supposed to,
cool.
but they just fit perfect, which means if you can just easily if you're having a conversation.
Okay. When are you going to get a real microphone?
I've told you I'm not buying anything until I've moved because if you think about it, when you move country, you've already got to take all your belongings. I don't want to add anything, even if it's the size of a tennis ball, because that's going to be a mission as it is.
You're not going to move for another year, I guess.
You reckon it'll be that long? The borders will go
2022 at least.
You reckon the border's going to stay closed this whole year?
So. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry to ruin your dream there, Leo.
Well, I mean, I'm in KL. There's worse places I could be stuck. I love it here. So,
yeah, nice apartment there. Swimming pool on the roof. That closed or what?
I'm a bit. It's open again now. It was shut most of last year and about a month this year more. Whenever the strict lockdown comes in, it gets closed.
Well, this is the fight companion for One Championship on TNT 2. It should get underway in about 7 minutes. Yeah, we didn't do any predictions, did we, Leon? Maybe I'll get your thoughts now. Have a quick look. Why don't we? Yeah, like who have you got for the main event, man? Christian Lee against Timofey Nastyukhin.
Well, I think I know the result of that.
Really? Oh, damn. I've got a feeling I know it as well.
Not intentionally either. Someone just told me.
Really? Who spilled the beans? Who?
A fighter. Well, I won't say who he is, but a fighter messaged me saying, "Do you know the result?" I went, "No." And then about an hour later, he messaged me the result. So I guess he was on a mission.
A mission to disrupt.
I don't know how he found it because they're pretty good at. Well, they've been amazing at keeping everything secret.
Well, that's a shame. I won't push you for the answer, Leon.
I won't, don't worry.
I don't want to ruin it to everyone here on the show.
I'll give you. It ends in a DQ in less than a minute.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
I heard it here first. JHK asking you to spill the beans.
Oh, can't be doing that.
Leon's a professional. Leon the professional.
Well, I don't know about that.
Why did the fighter spoil the card for you? Asks World War I Tim.
Well, I don't know. Maybe thought I wanted to know.
I was quite
happy, actually. I was quite happy just, well, I'm easy either way.
That's a shame. So, okay, what about Janet Todd and Hogstad then? Who are you predicting?
I'm going Janet Todd, unanimous decision. Entertaining 3-rounder.
Yeah, I'm going for Janet Todd.
I'm happy for her as well because I spoke to her. She's so nice. And to be competing in prime time in the US, in the co-main event, on her mum's birthday, she told me.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. So obviously, I guess getting the win will be the icing on the cake for her.
So that has now been moved back to the penultimate fight, we'll call it.
Thank God, a bit of common sense prevailed there.
What was the reasoning for putting that on last?
I
Did they want to
again,
start hot with Christian Lee fight coming off AEW or what?
I don't know, but again, it's only it's like a Muay Thai bout. It's 9 minutes of action. And we've seen the pacing of one. Christian will be on by 10:30 at the very latest. It's not that bad, and especially the main card is only a 2-fight main card. So to put Janet on after the main event, I think was pretty crazy. So yeah,
I've got a feeling the fight goes like 5 rounds though.
Christian Lee.
Yeah, because the way they've moved it back and forth suggests that maybe the pacing of it, they want it to go on last. Maybe. I don't know. You know the answer already. So.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know the ins or outs.
Don't know the method. I just know a name.
Idea. Just know a name.
Okay. Damn, Leon, where are you getting your info? I gotta get my contacts, my sources.
I was happy when these cards first started coming out. I really wanted to know what the results. But as it's gone on, I've been kind of just happy to just wait and see it all unfold in front of my eyes, really.
Well, there you go. I think Chris will be joining us soon. Not sure about anyone else, but 3's a crowd. Enough of a crowd. God, what's the rest of the card? I don't even know. They keep moving it all around and adding fights, taking fights off.
We've also we know the one on TNT 3 card now.
Is that fully formed?
Yeah, that's only 5 fights as well.
Oh God, who's the main event there then? Because Shuya and Sage fell out, right?
Yes, you know Shinya's fighting Edward Filiang now.
Yeah, okay. And but that's on the 4th card.
That's on the 4th card, yeah. But 3rd card, John Lineker versus Troy Worthen, main event. Reese McLaren, Yuya Wakamatsu has moved from the main lead card bout to the co-main event. There you go. I'm happy about that because that's a top 5 flyweight bout. Yeah. And a potential... Adriano Moraes' next opponent potentially could come from that. But I hope they rearrange Kara Akhmatov versus Danny Kingad ASAP, because then you can choose who looks more impressive from those two and give them to Moraes. Like I said before, I was thinking make it like semi-finals, have that fight, and then winner of this one fights winner of that. Adriano can chill for a little bit, and then he can fight the winner. That's a great idea, but Moraes hasn't fought for 27 months. Maybe he wants to get back in there as soon as possible. I don't know. He said he's not fought for 27 months, but he's been training like he's fighting for 2 years. And he says, I'm banged up, got elbow injury. I think he wants to go spend time with his mum in Brazil. He's not been able to leave the US for ages, right? Because of the green card situation and then the pandemic. So I think he wants to see the family. And then he maybe said go up to bantamweight, get that win back off Yusuf Sadulayev. I don't know. It might be a bit more time than we think. Well, that would make a lot of sense then. Because I was thinking, if not, you give the more impressive of the 2 winners to Adrian Moraes and the other winner to Demetrius Johnson. So even if you win and you don't get the title shot, you're still rewarded with another huge fight. And then if you win that fight, you're almost guaranteed a title fight. Because you could argue that both winners, particularly if they both look impressive, are deserving of a title shot. Because if Yuya beats Reese, he's on a tear, 4 win streak since losing to DJ. If Reese beats the guy who looks so impressive, he deserves it. Danny Kingad, his only recent losses to DJ, so he deserves it. Kara Akhmatov has looked great, beat Reese in the Grand Prix, then had to pull out injured. So all 4 of them are worthy of getting the title shot with wins. There we go. But it hasn't been rearranged anyway. The Danny Akhmatov, Kara Akhmatov, Danny Kingad. Well, Miggs was pointing out COVID measures messed up in Philippines, so it might be tough for Danny to get out, right? Well, there's that as well, yeah. But then, But they've tested positive this time. They kept Edward on the 4th card. And I was going to say, yeah, I wondered whether. Well, I'm happy for Edward and Shuya. They raised that, but I was surprised maybe they didn't do the Eddie Alvarez Shuya trilogy for TNT 4 because that'd have been pretty big.
Well, Eddie told
That would have been
Eddie told Ariel he's fighting the end of this month.
Yeah. But what if it could be Daggy? I don't know how.
Maybe
I don't know how hard Daggy's training.
I don't know. What's up, Chris?
All right, guys, how's it going?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Christopher Lumley Pie.
Yeah. All right, Leon Jennings. That's your name, right? Why are we laughing?
Well,
He's frozen.
I'm frozen.
You were briefly.
Okay.
Well, are you insinuating that
too
your
early
real
for
name's
this stuff.
Christopher Lumley Pie?
No.
That's why I laughed.
Oh, so big night of fights. Big night of fights tonight. Yeah.
Big
Big
night, big
morning of
morning.
fights.
Yeah, that's it. Does feel awfully strange, right? Waking up this early and watching fights on it midweek as well. Kind of reminds you, it's like a Sunday, but moved to a Thursday.
Especially after your beloved Liverpool crashed out of the Champions League, Chris. I guess
Yeah.
you
Did
must have
they?
woken up for that as well.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We got all the way to the quarterfinals. Did you get out the group stage, Nick?
We had the group of death. A group of death to one of the teams who was in the semi-finals. We lost to them. We also beat them once at their own pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So you can split hairs, but
Yeah.
we're cruising into the last four of the Europa League. So it's all good.
Nothing higher.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better, just quickly to quick off-topic thing on Champions League? Why is it called Champions League when you can finish fourth in your league and go in it? Champions League should be the Champions League.
I agree, Leon.
And then the UEFA Cup, really strong. Imagine if you've got all the second-place teams in there. It would be... And then all this nonsense about when you got knocked out of the Champions League early on, you moved into the UEFA Cup. Just another reason why I don't follow football anymore. Just stupid decisions like that.
Yeah.
What's the first fight?
She's MMA and tennis nowadays.
What's that?
That's it. The first fight is Shuya Kamikubo versus Mitchell.
Okay. On the app, I picked Shuya Kamikubo. 95% of people picked them on Fanatics. Go get it, everyone. There you go.
Yeah. I have backed you up with the exact same pick, actually, Nick.
95% of people picked him. The odds are astronomical in his favor on Fanatics. Is minus 1,125.
Who's minus 1,000?
Shuya.
Shuya, is he?
Minus 1,100. Even higher than that, to be honest.
Because Mitchell, he's making his one debut. A quick point about Mitchell. Do you know what his nickname is?
No. Oh, Mama's Boy. There you go. I just seen it on the app. Well, Mitchell's record is not here. So
he's 7-2, I think. He had one fight in Bellator years ago and lost, but apart from that, it's mostly been regional. Fought out, I think, in Hawaii once or twice. But it should be an interesting fight because Kamikubo is coming off the. He hasn't fought since the Prix win 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
Shuya Stealth Kamikubo. Nice. Grappling world champion Bruno Pucci.
Yeah, that's it.
So he hasn't fought since that?
No, it's been a long time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I was surprised that they never ever got him on one of the Road to One cards that they did in Japan to try and keep a lot of their fighters active.
Yeah, that would have been good thing.
Yeah.
Conor Grigsby. Why do they call you the Cambodian King? Well, you'll find
Good
out.
question. I can tell you why. Because someone who thought he knew me doesn't know the difference between Thailand and Cambodia. That's it in a nutshell.
There you go. There you go.
I should be the Thailand
You'll find
king.
out.
The Thai king.
The Thai King. Oh well. Yes, Conor. There's a long story behind Leon's nickname, but
there's a long story behind Leon. Period. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh man.
Not wrong.
Unacceptable chatteries in the house. Good to see you. You see.
I was going to say, what fight is everyone looking forward to the most right here tonight?
Maybe. I mean, I can't say I'm not looking forward to the main event, but that's pretty obvious. So maybe our dude. I cannot pronounce his name, but Zoltsetseg, you know.
Yeah,
he's wild.
Some pretty big things about him. He's got
against Nakahara.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a banger. Isn't Leon's ring name Alternative Dairy? Yeah, before we came on air, we were just talking about brown rice drink and almond milk, things like that.
Future.
Yeah, the future, indeed.
They're so good though, all of them. And like I was saying, who'd have thought rice milk would taste nice? It's amazing, and it's healthy. Not quite as nice as almond milk, but or oat milk.
Putting you on the spot, Leon. Brown rice or almond milk?
Almond milk. I prefer almond milk. I love, but I actually prefer a little bit oat milk, and it's even healthier and even more sustainable. But
the problem with rice milk is it requires quite a lot of water compared to oat and almond, right?
No, my one has less water, but it's purified water.
Oh no! But the process of making rice milk requires a lot more water than almond and oat. That's the problem.
Oat milk is the most sustainable milk, I think, out of all of them, and it's the nicest.
Okay. Let's go on to fights. Yeah, what do you think the numbers are going to be tonight, guys, for TNT? Alan is wondering if it drops under 100K, could the series be over? Or could it be put on TNT's secondary channel, TBS? I don't know. I have a feeling it will just do a similar number or not too much less. I think there was just like a base audience that was going to watch it no matter what. I might be wrong. I would be surprised if it was higher.
But I think it will do less. I mean, I think considering last week with the stacked card with DJ on the card, with Eddie Alvarez on the card, done just under 200,000, I think 150,000 would be good this week, considering it doesn't have their names on it.
What if it happened just like 250? That would be so strange, wouldn't it? But you'd be like, we have no idea what's going on, do we?
Plus, as well, we've got to remember is that although it was no positive publicity last week because of the disqualification in that, how many people have been talking about one championship this last week more than usual? So people might just be more attuned to that it's on, might be thinking, wow, one championship's on, I need to watch this. It's the talk of the town.
Another thing, AEW might get a bigger number this week because I think NXT, WWE's show that was running on Wednesdays, has now moved to Tuesdays starting this week. So they've essentially got the wrestling market to themselves on Wednesday. So they may pop like 1 million, which might mean a few more people will hang around for AEW for one championship afterwards. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think, like I said before, I think last or whenever it was, there's not too much point worrying about the numbers. The numbers are going to be what they're going to be. At this point, obviously, there's nothing you can do. One have done their bit, TNT. Well, have they done their bit? I don't know. And we've done our bit by promoting the fights, interviewing the fighters. Now it's just time to enjoy the fights, and then I guess we find out the numbers in a few days.
Yeah, I think as long as it stays like 150, 160 minimum, it won't be too bad. But I think it might surprisingly stay around the same number. I mean, they've got Christian Lee on this card. He's a fairly big-ish name. Hopefully he can pull a few viewers. And there's another belt on the line. So the thing is it kind of is some assurance of quality when people do see the lightweight championship.
Yeah,
When you say
maybe
other belts,
flyweights.
you mean cricket
Americans aren't into it, are they? To the smaller weights. So
Yeah.
DJ was never a
Lightweight.
draw, really, in
Lightweight might
UFC.
be a little bit better. Lightweight
It's-
has a little bit more prestige, and it is like a deep division. PFL has great lightweight. Bellator has great lightweights. There's great lightweights all over the world.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because obviously DJ wasn't a big name in the UFC, but it's almost like his stock has gone up since he went to one. I don't know if it's just from our part of the world, or whether the Americans have thought, "Wow, actually, I really miss him," and his stock went up in the US. I don't know, but it just seems like he's a bigger name now. And obviously, last week's card was built kind of around him, and obviously the champion Adrian Moraes. Even though Eddie's on the card, he's probably a bigger number when it comes to followers on social media and that. But it just seemed like DJ was the man.
Yeah.
Are you drinking a beer, Chris?
No, I'm drinking kombucha.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get the gut nice and healthy in the morning.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Is that big of an underdog?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, he's the
he's the
huge
favorite.
favorite. Yeah.
So
Mitchell is like plus 645. So.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was the massive underdog.
No. It's plus 645. Mitchell minus 1,125 for Shuya. Madness. The bookies like him. Maybe they found out something we don't know.
I was going to say,
That's often the worry, isn't it? If you see odds that big with a pre-recorded card, maybe they found out.
Well, I don't know. You got not everyone knows about it. Like Ariel, when he was interviewing Eddie, he was completely unaware that 2 and 3 have already happened. He asked if
that's because ESPN don't care about one championship, and that's why I disagree with them getting all the scoops and the exclusives. They don't even watch.
But he's not the only one in mainstream media, MMA mainstream media, that doesn't know it. It's completely oblivious to that. For us, because we're this side of the world, we're completely aware of it. Well, it'd be impossible not to. But that side of the world, a lot of them don't follow one anywhere near as much as UFC. I think a lot of them are completely oblivious to it.
Yeah, I see one's trying to expand in the US through the US media as well. I mean, they gave Adriano Moraes, they didn't put him up for media after he beat DJ. They gave an exclusive to Damon Martin of MMAfighting.com.
Was that definitely the reason, though, that he didn't do the media day?
No, the after the fight.
That's what I mean. Yeah, is that definitely the case?
That's what I was told. So.
Well, you were told that was the actual reason.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you heard differently? Anyway, whatever. How's the fight going? I wasn't
sure if you just assumed that because that's what it seems, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's the fact.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do that, but I think that backfired in a way because you want to have as many people covering it, especially after such a huge win.
Yeah, anyway. It's good and bad. You want the MMA fightings, the MMA junkies, and the ESPNs of the world on your side because obviously they'd be a huge part of building one's brand in the US. But on the other hand,
what's going on, Chris?
Yeah, man, just Shuya absolutely dominating here, taking Mitchell down, few knees to the head of a grounded opponent that we like to see in this rule set that was slightly controversial last week. She's just absolutely come out and just dominated and just wrestled, and in a way, it's been a touch Khabib-esque.
Khabib-esque.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd love to see. I'd love to see Khabib in the one championship circle, just to see how he would utilize knees into his attack. I think he'd get a lot more finishes. I think under these rules.
Interesting.
Yeah,
some funky shorts there on Shuya as well.
Yeah, I also think it's very interesting with the way these fights go, with there only being 5 on the card now, only 2 on the main card, and with them being pre-recorded. I think there must be a certain set way that one must be trying to get both shows to be fairly equal, right, in length. Because obviously,
What have they got? An hour and a half
yeah, an hour and a half
from the main card. Okay,
Yeah.
that screams to me that the main event goes long. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Leon knows the result. If you missed that earlier, Chris, someone spoiled it for him.
Oh wow! For what? For the main event?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow!
Kamikubo. I'm pretty safe in my pick here, I think. From the opening round, I'm confident I'm going to get off to a good start on Fanatics Fantasy MMA. If you haven't got it, go get it. Get fanatics.app/SCMP. The link is in the description. All right, 10 seconds in the last round. Chris is putting it in the. Oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So don't tell him, Leon.
I'm not. Oh, what? Oh, he's just.
He put it in the private chat. He's asking who won. He wants to go put some money down on it. It's incredible you can gamble on it. Is it still open, like the betting?
No, all the betting I knew closed out like before
the first card.
One on TNT one, yeah.
Sepulot, what's up? Good to see you again. It says the average American doesn't really care about overseas organizations, it seems, or at least that's what it seems like. Looking at the US from Canada. Maybe.
Yeah, quite possible. That's quite fair. I think as well it's affected that one doesn't do shows in America probably affects it too. I mean, if they probably would have gone over, it would have been without COVID about this time last year, they would have been looking at a show maybe 1 or 2 months later. I think that would have gave them a huge profile. I think in certain parts of America as well, they could have done a really big show and got a lot of fans. Hawaii, obviously Vegas, California. I think these places would be fantastic. But I think unless you put a show on, you can't really break that market, right?
That is true. Here you go, Chris. Is today Christian Lee's reckoning? Asks Sepulot, like you usually predict.
No, actually, I've got Christian Lee to win today.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So do I. Won't ask Leon because he knows the result.
Another thing as well with helps is obviously it depends how much TNT have plugged this, but Timofey Nastyukhin is the man who knocked out Eddie Alvarez in 1 round in his debut. That suddenly in the US makes his name bigger if they've kind of played on that angle, which hopefully they have. So you've got the guy who finished Eddie versus the champion, who's only 23 and has looked so good so far. So hopefully that all helps with the numbers.
Jesus, Timofey only 23, or you mean Christian?
Christian.
Okay. What happened to Vitor Belfort in 1? Asks Tim. I'm sure he could have headlined the TNT card. No one fucking knows what's going on with Vitor. I don't think Vitor knows. I don't think Vitor wants to fight anyone unless it's a gimmick match or against another legend. He's not interested. He told me when I interviewed him recently in going for the belt or anything like that. Not sure we'll ever see him fight in 1.
Yeah.
What's the time count, fellas? I don't know. Do you mean the match? I've got 3:25 just gone on my.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
You're ahead of me again. I'm just on 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe
I'll spoil the result for you, Leon.
Taking it back and continues with the ground and pound. Mitchell has not offered really any resistance to the takedown at all, has he?
Absolutely none.
No. This is
those odds make sense now, huh?
Yeah. This is a very, very hard contest to make your debut in one championship too, though, because Shuya's been on a bit of a run. He's been in high-level organizations, and I mean, that is a bit of a criticism of one is this guy Mitchell. I mean, he has kind of just been put in with a near contender here when he's not really fought regionally.
Yeah, because Kamikubo, I think, was supposed to fight Troy Worthen, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Which, but obviously, Troy Worthen stepped up to play Stephen Lohman in the TNT 3 main card against John Lineker. And then obviously Mitchell was coming on late notice. So, what was this?
Oh, he taps.
All over, boys. Face crank.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, so I guess, I mean, it came in on a 7-2 record, but it was his debut on late notice against a guy who's looked amazing in one. And when you're fighting Troy Worthen, that's kind of like 6 and 7 ranked, not officially, but both of them must be just outside the stacked top 5. So, yeah, that was a tough debut for Mitchell.
Yeah.
That was a very tough debut.
Yeah.
So they do these ones after the live show, I presume, right?
Yeah, they just cut a bit out there, haven't they?
And they clear out all the audience, so there's no spoilers. Anyway, good for Shuya. I'm off to a flyer on Fanatics. If you haven't got Fanatics, go download it now. I'm putting the link across the yellow banner right now. There you go. Get fanatics.app/SCMP. Make your picks compete against us. I'm there. Chris is there. Leon's not there because he doesn't trust apps, I think.
I don't know that. I don't have time for that. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it properly. I can't just go, I need to think about it, analyze it in my head. Who's going to win? That's the main reason.
All right. Sepulot stopped doing every pick, apparently. Was losing too much on the fights I knew nothing about. Yeah, you don't have to pick every fight. I do, just for a laugh. I'm not very good at it.
So I think I'll be quite good at it because I would only, as you know, predict when I'm fairly confident. If I think a fight is 50-50, I just hold back, sit on the fence, and then just enjoy the 15 minutes of war.
One has been sending out free swag. Have you seen this, guys, on Twitter?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
I need to get some more. Damn it. If they're just giving it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, I'm going to ask for another shirt. For sure. They should send you some, Chris.
Yeah, why not?
I'll get on to them about that.
I could do with more clothes.
Yeah. Same.
You can tell it's in the morning. Christian's got bed hair.
I woke up at 3 a.m., guys. It was horrific.
Did you?
I could not get back to sleep. So I watched the Champions League football. Then I did some work. And that was a miserable morning for me.
I noticed you posted the Rose article quite early this morning.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, that was early for me. Nico contact Ty Morshed. Is that someone that won championship?
Yeah, I know Ty quite well, yeah.
If you want swag, contact Ty. I always just bother Tammy or one of the PRs.
Ty's in charge of, he kind of works with Facebook and YouTube, and he's in charge of relationships with the big social media kings and that. So I'm not sure how he'd help with merchandising.
There we go. We'll find out. Still waiting for SCMP MMA merch. Oh, says Mig. Well, I have an interesting thing, Migs. I am launching a store, SCMP MMA merch store on our YouTube channel, which will be live soon, hopefully from Teespring. I'm just designing all the stuff there. So you'll be able to buy t-shirts, hoodies, things like that, mugs, masks, fanny packs, whatever you want.
Fanny packs? Bum bags, mate. We're not in America.
Bum bags, as we call them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that'll be
sweet SCMP merch.
Yeah.
Leon needs one of these.
The Cambodian King needs one. Yeah. I will try and... I don't think we're going to have the same design of that shirt on the store, but we'll see in the future. We may do. Need a waifu pillow. What are they?
It's like a pillow with an anime character on that you could hug.
Okay, oh, we can do that. Yeah, get Leon's face on there.
Who wouldn't want one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I thought, yeah, let's make some money up in here. No, I mean, revenue will help us expand the channel. I can pay these boys, and I won't see a single dollar of it. It'll go all to SCMP, but just trying to grow the brand, fellas.
Yeah.
And I want some swag.
Yeah, come on, guys. You don't want Nick to start a OnlyFans.
Exactly.
Yeah. You've pretty much got to buy the merch now to stop him from making it. We're threatening you.
Yeah, I'll make a Cambodian King shirt for Leon. Full proceeds go to AP MMA.
All proceeds go to my friends in Cambodia.
Leon Jennings OnlyFans when?
This is good. They're plugging the right guy tonight, though. Christian Lee is like, you know, I guess obviously in America right now they're probably showing advertisements, right?
Wow, this is on BR, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. BR is just an app, right? It's not an actual television channel. It's like DAZN, Netflix.
I think it is an app, yeah.
Yeah.
I like all these ideas for Leon t-shirts in the chat. We'll get it done.
You know what we should do as well? We should sell on the shop a part of Leon's skin for someone to auction for, and they can put a tattoo there.
We should make Leon Jennings almond milk or oat milk, something like that. So they're promoting Christian heavily on this.
Yeah.
That just leans me more towards Christian's winning. I saw Christian was promoting the fight on social.
He is the champion, you remember?
I think Christian's going to win a 5-round war. I think
That's
it's going 5
yeah.
rounds, yeah.
I picked decision. I don't think you have to do split or unanimous on Fanatics. I just went with decision.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's going to be dominant or split or anything like that, but
I have no idea which way the fight's going, but I fancy Christian Lee to win. I mean, look, for Christian Lee right now, probably number 5 on my one championship pound for pound. Probably in the men's MMA, he's probably third behind Bibiano and Adriano.
I put him number 1 on my top 20 list for done at Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I think he's a 23-year-old featherweight who, before tonight, I'm not going to, he went through Shinyoki, Dagi, Yui Lapicus, and he's come underweight for this fight as well. He come under about 1 kilogram under and very hydrated. Yeah. So he's not even a full lightweight.
Bibiano and Adriano ahead because I think they just have a more complete body of work, and that is something that, as you said, he's 23, so he can't really have that body of work. He doesn't have many title defenses under his name, while Bibiano has the record for the most title defenses in one. Adriano's on a pretty good run, and then the only ones I did put ahead of him was the 2 female champions who are on pretty good runs. That's my only argument because I'm just one of those guys. To me, legacy is like title defenses. It's getting that championship and keep winning. And obviously,
Mariah is only on a 2-fight win streak.
Yeah.
Angela Lee's on a 1-fight win streak. Jiang Jingnan, she didn't look great in her last fight.
Whoa! No, Angela's defended the belt 4 times in a row, though. She's not lost.
I'm talking about fights in general.
Oh yeah,
we're talking pound for pound, so that's got to include all divisions.
Yeah, but for me, it's all about title defenses. I mean, that's the thing. Bibiano has to be number 1.
But pound for pound means now. It doesn't mean 10 years ago. Christian Lee was barely a teenager 10 years ago. You can't use that to judge who's the best pound for pound fighter today.
Kind of, yeah, because it's like Adriano to me has to go ahead of Christian Lee because who's Christian Lee's best win and who's Adriano's best win?
Yeah, that's a point. But
do you know what I mean?
I said this list as well in December.
What?
I put him at number 1 in December.
No, but
When
we're not
Adrian-
in December right now, mate. You just said, what did you just say? You said, we're talking pound for pound. We're talking about right now. We're not talking about 10 years ago. We're not
I'm
what-
going to make a
what
cup
makes
of tea
it-
while you two
Where
do
you
this.
talk about
number
five
1.
minutes ago.
I'm saying it was in December before Mariah's beat DJ.
Okay. No, but for
I'd
me,
still- I'd
it
still
would be
put-
those. It would be those 4 ahead of Christian Lee for me. That's my personal pound for pound in who I think are the best fighters and they're most well rounded.
Well, it might be best to talk about it after the fight because after the main event because that's going to have an effect.
Oh yeah, see that's it. Christian Lee could get that number 1 spot if he can win strong tonight. Do you know what I mean?
He'll just slip well down if he loses.
Oh, Leon knows it all, doesn't he?
I'm just being down the middle there.
How did you find out? Was it reported in another newspaper or website or something like that?
ESPN have reported it.
Really? No.
A fighter told me.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ask. He just messaged me the result.
All of them?
No.
Or just the main event? Okay. Who have you got in this one, Leon?
Sure, I haven't really looked too much into this one. This is the flyweight bout, isn't it?
Yeah. Shuo Wang and Kim.
Yeah, I don't know a huge amount about either of them.
Okay. Shuo Wang is pretty good. They've got pretty good talent. This is first time fighting in one championship in 5 years, 6 years. He made his debut in one championship, lost, got released, and then he's just been doing the regional scene, I know, in China. And Kim's the one who looks really interested as well because he looks quite a beast, everything I've seen of him so far.
Who are we picking?
Not sure. Who did you go for?
I'm just looking at the app. I went for Wang.
You went for a Wang. That's what you just been.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Of course. Minus 285. I'm picking the favorite. 73% of people are with me, Leon.
Yeah, I went for Wang as well. Nick did, Drake Riggs did, Michael Owens did, Jasmine did, John Honko did. Oh, sorry, Michael Owens is the only one backing Kim actually to win. John didn't even pick the Korean.
Boo, Michael Owens. Boo. Where is he? Asleep?
Yeah, it's pretty late in the UK, I guess. That is fair.
2 a.m.
Whatever.
Yeah. Because Kim has been pretty good and looked pretty competitive in both his fights. He just lost to Gehei and Yuya, who are it's not terrible to lose to them.
JA.
Is he the one that you sparked out cold? Or
Yuya, I think so.
you had a couple of good knockouts. So anyway.
Was that back in... I can't remember when.
Yuya has been on a tear since he lost to DJ.
Oh.
He's looked better than ever.
Yeah, probably. I just... I can't wait, actually. I'm really excited for Friday on SCMP MMA. Because haven't you got a talk with someone very, very special?
Be shooting the shit with Chatri again, yeah.
Oh, wow. Guys, you want to see this interview with Chatri, but how are you going to remember to watch this? You have to like and subscribe to this damn channel, guys. Like, subscribe. Chatri's going to be on here. Even if you have some questions, pop them up. Give some questions for Nick to ask Chatri on Friday because, he wants the insight of the fans, Chatri. That's why he comes and speaks to people like Nick. Nick is his link between you guys, the audience, the masses, and the boss himself.
Yeah, I think there might be some news. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure, but there may be some big news out of that. But I don't know, actually. I'm just kind of guessing. But He asked.
I'm fighting Brandon for the heavyweight title
Yeah.
in the Empower main event.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
What? It is a bit of a shame that that the Grand Prix hasn't really been put on these TNT cards.
Well, I think they wanted to keep them separate, didn't they? Because these are, you'd think, the 4 big cards on their own, and then you've got another big card following it.
Yeah.
If they don't put any more cards in between, which doesn't look like they're going to. But
The one thing is, with a Grand Prix, it's quite a good way to invest people who are getting introduced to one. Like, I know a lot of people who aren't really Bellator fans, but they're going to follow the Grand Prix. I know a lot of people who weren't really fans and they followed the heavyweight Grand Prix and the welterweight Grand Prix that they did. And it's like, if you were to put a few of the quarterfinals maybe on these TNT cards, people enjoy the fights. People see people like Ham. They know Angeli's at the end, and they're like, "Oh, I saw those quarterfinals, went into semifinals," but don't know if that always works in this sport. But I don't know.
Another thing I was thinking about, we were talking about the whole Ham versus Denise Sambawanga thing and whether it's fair in that. Another angle from that as well is One Championship have a history of giving big names the hardest possible matchup. They've done it with Sage. They gave DJ a tough guy. They gave Eddie a tough guy. And now they're giving Ham Denise. So I think it says a lot for Denise, the fact that they said, right, Ham's coming in, you're going to welcome her. Because, and similarly with DJ losing last week, it shows one's strength when a big name comes in, particularly from the UFC, everyone in the East or the West knows about them, and they lose, or in DJ's case, he wins, but it was a tough test. So I think it's, in some ways, it's a
You do have
compliment
to
to
remember,
Denise.
they did give DJ a bit of a test, but they gave him the Grand Prix through first, if you know what I mean. He went through the Grand Prix to fight the champion, and they kind of gave him a fairly favourable matchup in the first round anyway. If you were to,
I don't know, your Wakamatsu, was that a favourable matchup? He was tall, he tested him, and he's been on a tear since then.
yeah, they are making it. I mean, they have made Ham, they've made DJ, they made Eddie go all the way through these Grand Prix. John Lineker's had to really work his way to the title too, which is good.
He got a tough test, moving Gavarov in his debut.
Yeah. But Eddie Ham, I don't think they'd mind that either of them winning the Grand Prix anyway. I think this women's Grand Prix, it doesn't really matter who wins. I think with Eddie and DJ, they want them both to really win the Grand Prix. But I think with this one, it doesn't really matter as much. I think there's quite a lot of stars. And the one good thing about this Grand Prix is one can unequivocally say we have the best fighters in the world at this weight class, which is maybe what they can't say in any other weight class.
Women's strawweight. Sure. How many people are in that division, man?
5.
Yeah, and one of them is Angela Lee.
I think that's 6 then, because they're the champion.
0-2.
They're a top 5 in the rankings.
She's in the rankings. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
5 and the champion 6.
It's weird they have that, but they don't have heavyweight or
Welterweight. They could easily have a welterweight. They can definitely
middleweight.
have heavyweight now. I think it's just middleweight and light heavyweight. They need to bring in some more fighters.
I don't think they can do the heavyweight right now because they signed a lot of heavyweights, but still a lot of them, they haven't really fought each other, so it's quite hard to come up with a top 5 yet. Probably at the end of this year, maybe.
You can't you? It doesn't have to be perfectly accurate, but then over time it will just continue to get more accurate.
Yeah.
It's just a base, isn't it, to start off with and then build from there.
Would Rugrug be in the top 5 right now? Rugrug?
Yeah.
May as well.
Yeah. But it's like, why would you make a top 5? You might as well wait for like Buchecha to fight and all these guys to get a fight in, and then you can create a somewhat.
Most of them have fought, haven't they? Buchecha hasn't fought. Tom de Blas hasn't fought yet.
No.
I think everyone else has, haven't they? All the new signings.
Yeah. Amir fought Kang.
Kang, you'd have to put him up there after being 2 first-round wins, one of them against Amir.
I guess Arj would go in at number 1. Oh,
Yeah.
tagged him. No, I'm with Chris.
Yeah.
Let them all have a fight first. See how it shakes out. Yeah, Kang would be up there. I think he'd probably be number 2 behind Arjan.
Yeah.
You've also got guys like Mauro Cirilli, who's fought for the title. He's
Yeah.
been in the top 5, even though he hasn't fought this year.
Yeah, Rug. Why not? Stick him in there.
Imagine if Chatri on Friday says, I'm going to announce the week after Unpower, we have The Power, and that's when we start our heavyweight Grand Prix. And it's going to be an all men's card.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
The heavyweight card would be awesome. It's like 4 quarterfinals.
Yeah, definitely.
And then maybe they could find some. I'm not sure. They'd probably be just about stretching their limits to get 8 fighters in, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's it.
I think they'd easily get 8. The question is, can they get 8 that stay fit for the whole Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Because as you see with Grand Prix, that's difficult. It's probably even more difficult at heavyweight. And then in this COVID, I mean, it makes it even more difficult with fights dropping out.
Well, the thing is, if you want a Grand Prix to not have anyone dropping out and everyone to go through like they did in the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix or the Welterweight Grand Prix, is you just need to give people the requisite amount of time to recover, and that's the problem sometimes. Because the Heavyweight Grand Prix in Bellator took 1.5 years, but they waited for everyone to be okay and get everything done, and they had every matchup. So it all depends. If you want to get it done for continuity, then that's when it gets hard.
I think ideally,
Right,
if you're going
Chris.
to you want to start it in January and have the final in December, so you have plenty of time between each one. And even that's still what.
Who's winning, Chris? Give us your take. Break it down for us.
It's quite hard to score. It's pretty even. Obviously, there's no 10-9 must score as a whole fight. I probably have to say Wang has probably just done a little bit more and looked a little bit busier. Kim's taken a little bit more damage, but it's been going a little bit back and forwards, and I just want to see what the damage to the legs of Kim is at the moment and how he's moving going into the second round. The height difference here is quite maddening again.
Yeah. Warrior has just been renewed for a 3rd series, in case you guys care. With our friend Jason Tobin from Hong Kong. Going to get him on the podcast this week or next week to talk all about it. I've just finished watching season 2. Yeah. Fantastic.
Jason Tobin as well is probably a really good person to get on at the moment.
Yes, sir.
Very well spoken, yeah.
Bisping turned up in series 2.
Oh,
Bisping got beaten by one, like a high kick in 3 seconds.
Did he have much speaking?
They built him up like he was going to be this big villain in the episode. He had a few decent lines, and then he smashed a few people, and then he fought Andrew Koji, the main character, Assam, and Assam just kicked him in the head in 3 seconds, and he was done.
Wow.
It's not bad. Cameo from the Count.
Yeah.
Any news on Tanley versus Gary Tonin fight? No, I will ask Chatri on Friday, Baller 9596, if there's any update. Last I heard, he said they were looking for June, July, that kind of time frame. Tanley broke his hand, so that's healing up.
Did he have surgery?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't post anything on socials. which is what people do when they go to the hospital these days. All right, let's charge this phone.
Neither of these guys really wants to wrestle at all, right?
Yeah.
This is just pure stand-up. Oh, here we go.
Kim might just be taller than Adriana Moraes. Did he say his height before the fight?
Let's have a look.
According is 6 foot, 184.
God,
Wowzers.
it's the flyweight.
Yeah. He needs a good feed, right?
Mind you, I'd probably be at him, mate, if I fought. I'm 6 foot.
Ah.
Yeah, Percy here says TNT is not promoting one in the US. I haven't seen much promotion at all, guys. And I don't
get. I mean, I don't get why they're not promoting it more, because this is a potential budding partnership that could go on for years. Why not?
Maybe they just don't have the budget. I don't know.
It's in your own interest. When it comes to that sort of thing, you have to put money in to make money. You can't just. It's all about that sort of thing.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day. I thought maybe they don't want to throw money at it, but they're happy to have it there, and that could actually play well in their favor for one. Because if they can pull some solid numbers and it's doing better than what TNT had before in that time slot, and they don't have to pay money to promote it or pay for license fees, it might just be an easy win, and then one can try and build its own audience there. These guys are cracking, aren't they?
That's kind of what I said last week. The fact that if they've done half decent numbers in TNT, or that if they've been what people may perceive as disappointing numbers, and TNT haven't promoted it, then that's in one's favour.
Yeah. Well,
200,000 viewers.
Big right.
Considering there wasn't much promotion of it, if you compare it to,
there's some talk of a new TV deal. I'm not sure who it is, but Dave Meltzer, who's a very respected journalist in pro wrestling and MMA, he says there's a new MMA TV deal to be announced this week. So I don't know if it's one, but could be, right?
Yeah, I just don't understand the point of only showing 2 fights on TNT.
Yeah, it's just the hour and a half, right?
You've only got 5 fights in it, and these first 3 fights could be the best 3 fights of the night, but they're not names. They're not that big names. They're not that big names in the US at all. So they want the TNT cards just to be big names. And
is Janet not a big name?
Well, no. Well, she's American. She's a champion in the promotion, and and it's a top 5 bout.
It's just, look, with everything reopening at the moment, it's a fair Wednesday evening. I don't know if it's something you're like, I'm ready at 10 p.m. to watch 2 fights. If it's is it 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. it starts? Sorry, Nick.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Yeah. Like, see, look, I don't like those UFCs when it's like 15 fight cards, but 2 is a little bit too few for me. Do you know what I mean? I like the 6 fight cards. I like something like that. I don't know. I like what Bellator do sometimes with like just 4 on the main card, 3 or 4. Yeah, to me that's like a decent amount of time, isn't it?
Well, it's only the main card's 2 fights, isn't there? Obviously, 3 fights here, which I guess the hardcore MMA fans will be watching all 5. It's only the wrestling guys, fans, they're trying to entice. And I guess the less fights you have, I think, if anything, the more likely they're to hang about. Yeah. 2 fights, let's just watch these before I go to bed then.
Yeah.
Couple of cheeky pre-bed fights. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
I think last week they should have left it a little longer between Eddie's fight starting. Like I said, Chris from MMA Island, he tuned in at 4 minutes past 10 and the fight was already finished.
Yep.
Didn't really give people a lot of leeway to.
No.
If they've been watching wrestling, I don't know how long wrestling's on for, 3 hours or something, to go toilet, grab a beer, whatever.
I would have liked a video package at least.
Well, the thing is, they started. Yuri Lepkus' walkout started at 3 minutes to 10. That was crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! It's over. It's over.
Oh,
Shit.
that's
Referee
fair
done
play.
well there to almost
Yeah.
dive in, give him a half a second longer chance to see if he was going to come back, and then stop it. He was the one who dived in miraculously, wasn't it? A few cards ago. He sort of flew in.
Is this
from the other
Mohammed
side.
Suleiman?
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Oh, elbow. Tomahawk elbow. Oh, just like El Balado. Mitch is losing his shit.
Oh, could have happened to a better guy, actually. I guess 6 years waiting for your first win in one championship. It's not too bad, is it? That could be a record in itself, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Longest time between debut and first win, 6 years.
That's the second round. Was you quite KO?
Yeah.
Yeah, win by KO.
Yeah.
That's one of them ones, almost a TKO. Wasn't really out. Referee sort of stopped it to save him.
The important thing, boys, is I am 2-0 on the card tonight with Fnatic Fantasy MMA.
Congratulations, Mr. Nicholas.
Doesn't happen often, so.
But to be fair, on both of those fights, had like 90% of people chosen the same person as you, so
No need to spoil it. No need to say anything.
Ruin is fun, Christopher.
Exactly.
yeah. So Nick moves to 2-0, joining me, Drake Riggs, Jasmine, John
Everyone
Young.
else on the app.
Yeah,
Oh, well. Good finish there. There's some people in the chat on the One Championship stream saying it was an early stoppage.
no, there
Madness.
was no way.
It is
an
not.
early stoppage.
He was out. If anything, it was late.
Man, I could never be a referee. Tough,
No,
toughest job in the world.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't get much more difficult than being a referee in MMA.
No. I think actually any sport that's popular, I think it's probably terrible to be a referee. Whether that's
sport.
football, NFL, because obviously everyone does their job wrong all the time. But when people have to gamble on it, it's what makes people happy on the weekend. People actively support a team and you get something wrong and the vitriol and abuse you're just going to get is horrible.
That's the thing in MMA, though. Obviously, everyone makes mistakes. If you're a referee, split second, too early or too late, can make a decision between someone losing a fight that wouldn't have lost or didn't deserve to lose, or losing lots of money, future chances, versus being too late and having a negative effect on someone's health and long-term health. It's a fine line and almost impossible to do perfectly, because whatever call you make, people are going to say it's too early, too late. Very rare do fans go, that was perfect.
Yeah.
It's so tough.
Can't remember the last time there was a big controversy though.
Maybe 1 week ago.
Yeah, that was pretty bad actually. I think there's still quite a lot of people talking about the Eddie decision.
I think I disagree with the disqualification, but I agree. I think for people to say none of them were illegal blows, it's crazy. And even Big John MacArthur sort of saying that. I think he kind of defended Eddie.
Yeah.
But for me, his head didn't really move during the strikes. Oh, actually, one interesting thing Eddie said, talking to Ariel, he said the referee said he warned him about the punches and then said, "Let's go." And if that's the case, that changes for me everything, because one of my arguments was, even if the referee's wrong and your punches are 100% legal, if he says watch the back of the head, you need to adapt what you're doing, not double down, which is what he done. But then if the referee said watch the back of the head, let's go, then that's a massive mixed signal.
Yeah. I like what they're doing right now with these this promo for Nastyukhin, using the whole Eddie Alvarez thing, got his coach on.
Yes, I guess they weren't just concentrating on Christian before. I guess they were just spitting it out during the broadcast.
It's a good way to play it.
They've got to.
He's got an awesome name, hasn't he? Nastyukhin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better, does it really, for a fighter? The word nasty in his name. And not only did he beat
Tim
Eddie,
Nasty.
he split his eyelid in half. I mean, that's the sort of thing that American fans love. They want to see blood and injuries. Maybe not injuries, but you know what I mean. It's like, they're just bleed. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Especially in comparison maybe to this part of the world.
Katetsu is just a beast.
See, when have you ever seen Eddie sort of do that? I remember thinking at the time, he kind of gave up. He just put in a ball and was just... And it's not surprised when your eyelid splits open. I mean,
did you hear what he said about? He said you can feel the air on your eye and it hurts so much. Just the actual air getting to a place in your eye it's never got to before. He's like, yeah.
And any injury involved from the eye has that scary aspect to it, because a broken arm will repair, a knockout you'll recover. Yeah, there may be long-term things, but your immediate thought of an eye is, it's going to blind me. And that's doesn't get much worse than that. Did I ever tell you about the time I got blasted in the eye on the tennis court?
Cambodia.
With what? Sorry, say that again, Leo.
I thought, when I was playing tennis out in the States a wee while ago, I got blasted from pretty close up with a tennis ball directly in my eyeball. Didn't catch any, directly on the eyeball. Both my eyelids clamped shut, both of them. It took 10 minutes for my good eye to open and an hour for this one open, and I had tears of blood coming down.
Fuck.
Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. And people
You were
horsey sport.
when I got hit in the eye with the t-shirt gun by the ring girls. Classic.
Because usually when you get hit in the eye, it catches some part.
That's why the glasses are broken.
Take some of the
They
blow.
broke my glasses as well. Damn ring girls.
I remember that. It was in KL, wasn't it?
Yeah, I still haven't fixed them.
I still haven't fixed that. It was a year and a half.
I super glued them and I dropped them again and they're broken again. But the glasses are expensive, Leon. It's like £200, 2,000 Hong Kong dollars.
Oh no, I've got perfect eyesight.
Yeah.
Spend lots of money in glasses.
Whatever.
Chris,
You
wear
sure it's
glasses?
perfect after your tennis accident?
Solid, yeah. Actually, and then about a year later, I was playing football back in England, and I got kicked in a football, and it got my right eye, my other eye, and it deformed my pupil for a little while.
Oh wow.
Maybe that explains everything. Repeated blows to the head. Yeah.
I think my mum dropped it in my head when I was about 6 months old. Explained more things.
So this fight, right, is gonna be a first or second round finish, judging by our clocks, right?
You think? What, the next fight, or you talking about the co-main event?
The next fight.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
should be a banger.
Yeah.
One other thing, I think a couple of things that went down. There was positive feedback last week. The pacing of the show,
Yeah.
sort of praise about that, and also people talking about Muay Thai and 4-ounce gloves. Again, they should have put. I don't keep banging on about it. Should have put Rodtang on in between Eddie and the DJ Mariah's fight.
What I don't understand about last week that seems so stupid, with that big gap between Eddie and DJ. Why didn't they just show us Rugrug?
Yeah.
Like, they literally could have showed the walkouts, put on a little promo about Rugrug, had the whole fight, the whole 2.5 minutes of the fight or whatever it was, and then the DJ fight would have started no later, and it maybe would not have just been everyone talking about the bad decision in the Eddie fight and people going, who the hell is this jacked African guy called Rugrug, you know?
That is an amazing idea, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what I do think with any of the cards, with them only being 2 fights, if any of them finish early, right, I'm just going to put a fight from the prelims or from one of the other cards that's like a first round knockout on. Because a first round knockout, it's going to be less than 5 minutes by definition.
Well, maybe. But again, to a certain extent, people like quick finishes. People like a card whizzing by.
Yeah. Yeah, but...
And especially because there's a concern that it's finished. I know DJ's not fighting. Last week was, DJ's fighting on too late. If it is a little bit later in the US, starting at 10, I don't think they're going to have a problem with it finishing at 11:15 rather than 11:30.
Yeah. Just seems odd when you've just made content and then you do a big gap of just replays and talking and video packages when content you just made you could have thrown in. Like, what round did one? I'd always think that one should throw out if they get the opportunity, or if one of the cards a bit short on time. I think you'd try and get TNT to show the Onglar Brandon Vera fight, maybe to try and build Onglar for one on TNT4.
Could do.
Yeah. Because who's the big name on one on TNT4? It's Onglar and Shinya, really, isn't it? Because no one really knows, like, anyone else. I mean, you've got Colby Northcutt on there, on the prelim.
Yeah, Colby Northcutt. Well, Eddie might be on there. Or Eddie says he's on there.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Eddie probably isn't on it, but maybe if we find out, we'll have to watch SCMP MMA on Friday and see if Chap has any big news to say to Nicholas Atkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Eddie's on the card, who did he fight against?
Oscar De La Hoya.
What, on one on TNT4?
Yeah.
Imagine that, though.
That would do numbers. That would do numbers.
That'd be crazy. I mean, that would
pop a rating. I love this guy already.
Do you remember his last fight? It was brilliant. The guy he beat, what was his name? He put Olivia Cost into a leg lock.
Yeah. He messed him up so bad. You were there, weren't you?
I was there, yeah. I was with Olivia Cost and hanging out in the lobby till silly o'clock in the morning after that. I was saying it's a shame that one didn't, because as soon as they do that, all the cameras kind of turned away. There's very little, there's not really any great footage of the whole incident. As I said to them at the time, I was saying, you're missing out on that because that's the kind of clip that goes viral.
Yeah.
And they've kind of played up about it. They've tried to show it, but you can't see the whole scenario because the cameras didn't catch it.
They showed it now. They didn't. Did you interview him afterwards?
No.
No, I mean you should have spoke to Olivier in the lobby.
Yeah, I didn't speak to it, but yeah, off record.
He would have talked to you.
Oh yeah.
So who have you guys got in this fight?
I'm going for Zoltzicek, if I pronounced that right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going him as well.
Yeah. One for all and all for one. I guess I'm in with you guys as well.
Exactly. Let's go 3-0 together, Chris.
Yeah.
He's looked pretty good in his one career so far.
Mm-hmm. But Nakahara is a beast. He is
Nakahara is
former Pancrase champion. He run through Emil Beck last time in Fist of Fury. I thought, and Emil Beck was a champion in Absolute Championship Bearcut, which is a pretty great feeder league operating out of Eastern Europe, Russia, that area. So he is not someone to sleep on. And, this is definitely a good fight of the night contender, guys.
This guy just looks so scary, man.
Yeah.
It's the eyebrows. This card is brought to you by HBO Max. Is that true?
Week, yeah.
HBO sponsors them. Not bad. I haven't seen any promotion from HBO.
I don't think it's so much promotion, but they just paid to have their name put on the canvas.
Okay.
Do they have different? Because they do have some different ones. Do they still have Xiaomi and Food Panda on the TNT ones? It doesn't seem to be a sponsor here, but I might be wrong.
Don't know, dude. Oh my god. Bit weird in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because we're used to it from Sunday mornings watching UFC, but you're watching a event on a morning.
It feels wrong.
Strange. Last week was strange because we were to watch one on a Thursday morning, and then the UFC started at midnight on Saturday night instead of like 6, 7 in the morning on the Sunday morning. So both cards were sort of flipped upside down.
Yeah. Well, it's just odd to have it when it's a weekday. That's the odd thing for me with the one. For it being early on the morning on a weekday. It kind of reminds me of when the UFC was doing those midweek shows on Wednesdays, I think, in Asia, back in Jacksonville. And I think they might have done one in Abu Dhabi.
What's that?
Last year, they were doing midweek shows. The UFC has a similar feeling to them back when
they've done a few midweek ones, When they're trying to catch they did one in Jacksonville. They've done Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. They've done Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday a few times in the last year.
All right, Martin Nguyen has posted that he's back in training in Sanford MMA in Florida.
Yeah.
And he says, off the plane, straight back into it like I never left. Almost time to do it all over again. You think he might be on the 28th?
So it looks like he's on the 28th. Because I know...
That could be a big card now, shit.
Yeah.
Maybe
if you get Eddie on there as well.
The thing as well is, I mean, he leaves his family, goes to Florida, trains, and then one of the incentives is to finish the fight and then go back to his family. Instead of being able to do that, he's had to go back to Sanford. And he's coming along. He's going to be even more motivated now come his fight night. And he hasn't had much luck the last few years. Even before he fought Than, he had 2 fights falling through. When he fought Than Lee, it was his 3rd fight camp. He went, and he wanted a busy 2020 as well, and instead had 2 fight camps. He didn't produce a fight. So he hasn't had the best of luck recently.
Do you not think that's a possibility? Him versus Eddie? Or you think it's totally impossible? Eddie has been talking about moving down. There's hydration testing.
Well, Eddie is a small lightweight.
Yeah.
And Martin has fought a lightweight, and I know he wasn't that keen on fighting up at lightweight unless it was, a really good, meaningful fight. He wanted to concentrate on the featherweight. So the size difference wouldn't be huge.
Do a catch weight.
And they could maybe do a catch weight. But then,
I don't know. Too much risk.
Then, for Eddie's point of view, he's obsessed with getting that lightweight belt, fighting a featherweight, albeit former champion. Does that help him?
He's got the choke. He's tapped. I think no.
Yeah, Nakahara's got this, I think.
Oh, he got rid of him. Shucked him off.
Because Zotzek has a lot of fans on Twitter. I know he's only really fought in the Warriors before. Yeah, he's a pretty big guy.
I think he's kind of got that Ongla and that kind of Rug kind of thing where he's idolised in his own country.
Yeah.
Because when I put the fight card up, I've got loads on Facebook, got loads of comments, just people putting is it Mongolia flag?
Really? Yeah. Oh, it's hard.
They've had some tough dudes come out of Mongolia the last few years.
Yeah.
Judumba. Is it Mongolia, Judumba?
Yeah.
Former champ.
UFC's got a few good Mongolians as well.
UFC got a few good ones, yeah. And Mongolia is a tiny, tiny country, isn't it?
Well, geographically, it's huge. It's a huge country.
But it's all mountains, isn't it? It's spread out.
Yeah, it's
not many people there.
3-4 million people. I've been to Ulaanbaatar. It's an interesting place.
There you go.
Yeah, good for a drink. The Kempinski Hotel is nice. Yeah. And fun fact, Genghis Khan, as we pronounce it, they pronounce it Han. The K is silent.
Really?
Yes. And they love the guy over there. He's hugely popular.
Oh, Genghis.
Yeah. Wow, this is quite the war. Because back in the Warrior series, right, Zotzek retired from exhaustion, right, against Mark Abelardo.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. He fought a lot in the One Warrior series, didn't he? Was that his last loss?
He had 6 fights in the Warrior series.
Lucky. Saved by the bell there.
Oh.
He was wobbling at the end.
Oh, it wasn't his one.
Yeah.
Oh. Good end to that round.
See, if casual MMA fans tune into these one TNT cards and tune into these league cards, they're going to become one fans, because all these fights, even if you've never heard of these guys, they're nearly always fun.
Yeah, the thing that you want to see is, I wish I could go on the BR app, because I want to know after this finishes, how easy is it to just, did they advertise it like if you want to watch the rest of the card, go over onto TNT, or how easy is the switch between?
You think so? You think they'd be telling it on the broadcast as well, wouldn't you? Yeah. Or maybe not, because broadcast is going all around the world.
Because the BR and TNT, are they like part of the same organization? Is it like going from Sky Sports 3 to Sky Sports 1? They're like interconnected.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't make it too bad.
Yeah. BR. I think they're. It's the TNT. What do they call their online streaming system?
Okay.
It's a bit like ITV Hub, I guess.
Okay.
Do you know the ITV Hub, like in England? An iPlayer.
Yeah. Who you guys got winning this?
I went for Shine.
No. Oh, but who've you got winning?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Zolt. It's a strong finish to the end of that round.
Mm-hmm. I feel like because of the advantage in the wrestling and because of that, I feel like for me, I'd probably just have Nakahara winning. But only
Perhaps.
just, I think it's very, very close.
Yeah, but the thing, Shine just kind of powers through all of this
Yeah.
submissions.
Nakahara's fought Gary Tonin, hasn't he?
Yeah. That was his last loss. That was his first loss in one championship. He was coming over as Pancrase champion, gave up the belt and went straight in, I think, to Gary Tonin and lost heel hook.
Was that the heel hook in like 30 seconds or? Oh,
yeah, 50 seconds, something like that, yeah.
Gary.
See Gordon Ryan call out Dylan Dennis.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Said he'll predict how he's going to submit him 1 week before the fight. And he'll pay Dylan Dennis, can't remember how much it was, but money out of his own pocket if he takes him on the fight as well.
Does Dylan Dennis even fight anymore? It's been years, right?
I think he had knee surgery about a year ago, maybe just at the beginning of last year.
Okay.
Because obviously Dylan Dennis was Jake Paul's first choice, and Dylan Dennis told Jake Paul April was going to be a little bit too soon for him. He wanted to fight in the summer. So I guess he's close to coming back.
So Funky Ben Askren stepped in.
I'm really looking forward to that. It's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saw Ben hitting the pads at the open workout.
I saw about a minute, but it didn't look too bad.
It looked better than before. Yeah, I mean, Ben Askren's got a pretty decent chin, hasn't he?
Oh, 100%.
So, I mean, with those gloves, I think... Oh, no. Sorry, I thought you had the rear naked. I think Askren could survive.
He got dropped on his head by Bobby Lawler as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that on at the same time as the UFC?
I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he'll survive to the third round, but he's just eating a lot of shots here.
I've got 1 minute left now. How far behind am I?
51 seconds.
Yeah, I'm 54 now.
54 now. So I'm about same as Chris.
Yeah.
And I'm almost 10 seconds. We're almost 10 seconds behind Nick.
On his back. Yeah, he's struggling. Transition. Oh, he got out of it. Oh, get that heel hook like Gary, wow. Yeah. Nakahara's been working on that. Imagine if he gets a heel hook.
Yeah.
Oh! Head kick on a downed opponent. That was like a soccer kick.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
That was not good.
He's screaming as well. Another incident. God,
I don't like that.
we get through one card without something
Yeah, but
going wrong.
this one actually was. This was actually more stupid. Do you know what I mean?
This was ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe a little bit out of frustration.
That's a kick.
Yeah,
that's not accidental.
Yeah.
That's not planting your leg. That's swinging it into someone's face.
Yeah. Some of the comments on that the last week about the knee should be illegal. Adrian Rice, he obviously cheated. He obviously came in weighing about 20 pounds more than DJ. One obviously wanted Rice to win. Blah 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 blah.
Red card. Another red card.
Wow.
Red card.
That's
Yeah.
well deserved. I totally agree with that.
More drama.
He acknowledged it though, didn't he?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man. Yuri, Nakahara, Aljamain Sterling, man, they could be winning big in the Oscars, eh?
Right. Did he really? He didn't really play it, did he? I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. Sweet.
Tell you what, makes one championship referees look a bit like Nigel Webb, a little bit card happy. It's not too bad. Though.
Yeah, he apologized.
Yeah, Eddie the Blasian, you can knee, but you cannot kick.
See, I mean, a lot of people talk. Obviously, the trouble is, I mean, it couldn't have been any worse for one in a way. The fact that someone won through a knee to a down opponent, which is often illegal in the UFC. At the same time, punches to this part of the head were punished. So people are, oh, so you can knee someone in the face when they're down, but you can't punch someone around the ear area. It was so unlucky that both them incidents happened on the same card, back-to-back fights. Couldn't have been scripted, really.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, what I've been saying in response to some comments is the need to a down opponent makes sense, that rule, because, and a lot of the fighters say it, because it just stops fighter stalling. I think we all disagree that in UFC, when someone puts their hand down, just so their opponent can't punish them for being in a bad position.
Well, it's not just the stalling that's an issue. I think it also comes down to the factors, right? You can knee someone really, really hard, a downed opponent, but you're not really doing any more damage than, say, Masvidal's flying knee. You're not really doing any more damage than MVP against Cyborg. I mean, a flying knee is a flying knee is a flying knee. It doesn't really make any difference. I kind of get why soccer kicks aren't allowed. And they can look pretty bad. I'm not totally against soccer kicks being banned, to tell you the truth.
I am. I don't like soccer kicks because I mean, there's one floating about on Twitter yesterday. I can't remember which one was in one championship from years ago before it got. And the guy was literally, he'd kind of given up. He'd been almost out cold, and the guy just literally soccer kicked him like David Beckham.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even necessary. It was like even a what's it called? One of them fists called
Hammer fist.
hammer fist. Even a hammer fist would have been unnecessary. So let alone a soccer kick to someone who's just literally on all fours. It's just, for me, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Whereas down knees, I think, like you say, it isn't that much more brutal than a normal knee. And from a fight point of view, again, they're doing it again.
Yeah.
The main card starting 4 minutes ahead of schedule.
Well, do they just want AEW to start to finish and go straight to it? Seems
So
really
I guess
strange.
the only good thing is if you missed the Eddie Alvarez fight last time, if you tuned in a few minutes late, you probably learned your lesson. But why not give them why not? Wow.
Why not?
I know. Sorry, they're doing the.
Yeah, but why not explain to people who Janet Todd is? That's the first thing I'd be doing, right?
They done this last week. They normally do this between the prelims and the lead card and the main card. Last week they done it before the main lead card bout. That was it. Roger Huta was the one who got kicked in the face. Yeah. So for me, that was just brutal. And MMA is already a brutal sport, albeit a beautifully violent sport, without, I think, allowing soccer kicks in. I think if you're in a position to soccer kick your opponent, you've already put yourself in a very strong position to finish the fight and win the fight anyway.
I just remember when I used to go to Japan a lot, it was either Shuto or Pancrase, and they allowed a single soccer kick. So you can, if someone's down, you can kick them once in the head, but you can't get into, like, as you see sometimes in Pride, where they just grab the fence and literally kicking a ball against the wall. You know, you don't see that, but I don't know. I always just remember Wanderlei Silva had a video that he put on YouTube years ago where he was like, when I moved to the UFC, they took away my greatest weapon because he used to catch people and then soccer kick them either on the way down or when they're on the floor, and that was his method of victory. And he kind of highlights a lot of fights where you can see in the UFC he goes to soccer kick and he doesn't, and that's when he used to get taken down quite a lot.
Interesting as well, I've noticed a lot of athletes in one championship don't knee an opponent when they're down. Not necessarily ones that have been, I think there are certain times where if you've got an opponent's face right there, a knee is going to be more than game over in the fight. It's going to be, do you know what I mean? I think I've noticed there's been a little bit of hesitation there. It's like, but then I think fighters vary in their killer instinct. We've got fighters that even when their opponent is knocked unconscious, they will fly in there with a hammer fist because it's just in their nature to just go until the referee stops. And then there are other fighters, as soon as they see their opponent down and out, will literally stop and go, I don't need to do any more. So I think some fighters are more ruthless than others in their mindset.
Alexis is asking who's fighting right now. No one. We're about to start the main card. They're just switching over from AEW to one on TNT. So got Hogstad and Janet Todd be coming up. I don't know. Are they going to show ring walks? Are we going to jump right into it because they have pre-recorded this?
Who are you backing in this one, guys? Ninja Line or
I went for Janet Todd.
JT? Is that
Janet
Todd doesn't have a nickname?
JT, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I went for Janet Todd. I think she's pretty amazing, and I do like how on the promo she's been talking about how she wants to go and finish the trilogy off with Stamp.
She's also when I spoke to her, she's up for fighting Anissa Mixon next. You think that could be next after this fight, defending a kickboxing title against her? I think we'd all love to see that.
Yeah.
I think we want to see Anissa Mixon fight anyone. She's one of these big names that have come in and still hasn't had a fight yet. And I don't know if she's frustrated, but I think it was Rafael Fiziev, Tiger Muay Thai teammate. He put a post out on social media saying, come on one. When are you going to give Anissa her debut?
Percy says, I think TNT couldn't care less about one championship. It's a shame Wonder Girl got hurt, says WMMA scene now, but Janet tells a great choice for TNT card. Yes. Chatri's here with Mitch Chilson.
Which I popped a little boy from before co-main starts.
Get rid of this guy.
That's much better, Nicholas.
Don't need Leon.
No one does, mate. Yeah, we're only joking. We love you, really, Leon. And here we go. At 10:02, I've got it as. So I guess it's 10:02 in East Coast America. Walkout starting. So this is a little bit more on time, right? Because I think the first walkout started at like 2 minutes to last week.
Yeah, we're getting walkouts at least.
Yeah.
I like a walkout. I like a video package.
Yeah.
Set the scene a little bit.
Eddie the Blazer remembers the Pride days. I like that. Percy says he thinks TNT couldn't care less about one championship. He says Chatry should go to Fox Sports. WMA seeing and saying it's a shame Wonder Girl got hurt, but Janet Todd is a great choice for the TNT card. And then Alan Bone Jones, what happened to the not so Cambodian king? Oh, trust me, he is very, very Cambodian at times. Yes.
The king is
taken to Cambodia, you know.
Let me add him back.
Hey, that's a great comment by Ong.
Yeah, I wonder why, guys.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's been pre-recorded. I know a lot of people were pointing it out, like Olivier Coste, when people were asking at the fights live. He was like, no, they're all pre-recorded.
The king is back.
What did you go get to eat, Leon?
What are you eating there, Leon? Yeah.
Pork. I've got a mouthful of nuts.
Oh, not the first time, is it?
No.
No.
They're bigger than yours, though.
Hey.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. A few more people tuning into the companion. Maybe the interest is picking up now. We got the main card, or because I changed it to the correct title. I had put one on TNT 1 in the YouTube title for most of the show. So it's one on TNT 2, guys. Hogstad went out first.
Hogstad's already been out. Got American flag, got a little jiggy. We're having a little jiggy with it.
Yeah.
It's funny how so many of the girls dance into the circle now.
Who started that? Was that Stamp?
I don't know if she started it, but she certainly kind of.
Seems to be a lot bigger in Asia, right?
Even Rod Tang.
Yeah.
Rod Tang is absolute killer of a beast.
Yeah, but
Even he has a little cool little dance as he walks in.
But isn't that a Muay Thai thing from the stadiums, right? Because when they play with the music and everything, don't some of them dance in? No.
When they do their tribute inside the ring.
Yeah.
But that isn't really a dance.
I've seen a few of them dance out before they do the tribute. Just when I've been to the stadiums.
You've also got like Petrogam. He always has amazing walkout.
Yeah. I think it's more Muay Thai kickboxing thing, maybe. And MMA, man, a lot of people don't do interesting walkouts, do they?
Yeah, that's a good point from Ong. That maybe Martin's on the Brandon Vera card. And Martin did say to me that, yeah, May was possible because he wants 5 or 6 weeks to train. So that might fit a little bit better. We'll see, huh?
At the moment, the only May card booked in is
Power.
Oh yeah, they're not fighting on that card.
You'd think they'd do one more before that, right? Because that's end of May. They're going to have to fill all of May unless they pre-record a bunch before the live one. Yeah. I use the term jiggy mix or Eddie. Sorry.
With it. No.
I bet with these, if someone's having a dance, having a bit of a jiggy, aren't they? Getting jiggy with it. Will Smith style.
Yeah.
Styling.
When's John's show over?
I can't believe he's still doing his shows.
I know. He needs to rearrange this. I'm annoyed. Huh?
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to be
stealing our viewers.
It's going to be not only that, but if you're an MMA fan and that you're watching one championship, especially if you cover one championship like he does. We should bring in the schmo instead, Nick.
Shots fired.
No, you can't
I told you insulted about the schmo, didn't I? I said that a few weeks ago.
You've got to bring in the schmo, Brendan Sharp, and Brian Campbell in, but Brian Campbell in like yellow face, a black face. If you really want to piss off John,
be a terrible show that.
Get us a few subs though.
Yeah.
So while you're there, guys, if you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the banter, if you're enjoying our fight companion, remember to like and subscribe and get all the updates and just look out for any great interviews by John Hyunko, by Nicholas Atkins. I mean, we have got the CEO and owner appearing on Friday nights with Nicholas Atkins, right?
But just don't go and watch John's show now. Watch it after April. But he's running them against us. We're competition this month, so I want to win the ratings war. Yeah. This will never happen, Alan. It's absolutely impossible.
Yeah, I think it's impossible.
Absolutely no way. Here we go. Janet Todd. Are we all picking JT?
I have backed JT to the Holt right here.
Let's do it.
How about yourself, Leon? Who are you backing?
JT.
Yeah.
You know this result too, Leon?
Nah.
All right.
Did you know JT's an aerospace engineer as well?
Yep.
She's not a full-time fighter. Pretty crazy, isn't it?
Janet Todd is seeing the height advantage.
Thank you, Alan. Alan is keeping it real here. Watching our show instead of John's.
Yeah, the vast majority of people
The Wednesday Night War
have backed Janet Todd. Vast majority of people of Fanatics users have backed Janet Todd, and she is the bookie's favorite here. She is minus 305. According
that
to
makes
Fanatics.
sense to me. Yeah, Todd looks sharp, as Eddie observes. Oh, mercy. been busy for Janet, right? She's been back and forth to Singapore a couple of times now in the last 6 weeks, is it?
Twice in under 2 months.
Not bad. Oh, I really want to go to Singapore.
Yeah. To cover the fights or just for a vacation?
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't be able to actually talk to any of the fighters. I wouldn't be able to get into the bubble, but I could go and watch the fights and cover it, from my hotel or things like that. But yeah, it'd be fun to just go there anyway. I'm sure it'd still get some of the buzz of a fight week.
I'm not going to Singapore anytime soon.
Really?
Well, if they ever let me in again. Oh, good elbow. Because they are going to be strict.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Malarkey.
Yeah, they already are. I mean, Martin got...
Oh, don't get me started on that.
See what happened to Martin Nguyen, right? Yeah. It was a false positive, wasn't it? At the end. Madness.
Can happen to anyone, eh?
The testing isn't reliable.
Mm.
And people without symptoms that aren't infectious.
Janet is just such a beast.
Oh. Ouchie.
Yeah.
Hogstad looks kind of more formidable, I think, than the last few Janet Todd has fought other than Stamp.
Well, I mean, Unico was a tough opponent.
I think she handled her pretty well, right?
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still a tough opponent.
Tough opponent, but yeah, I mean, in terms of looks like giving a harder fight, bringing it to Janet Todd a little more.
I just feel like Janet Todd's just pretty much able to land what she wants of her, punch through. Seems to be stronger. Seems to be knocking her head back a touch when she connects.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think it is a good lead-in, though, as well. Because it's nice. It's 3 rounds. It's 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Not a long time between the rounds. Who is the referee here?
Eddie's mate. Eddie Alvarez's best mate.
Ah, okay. Do you think, out of the TNT cards, do you think this is the... Which do you think is the weakest card?
Maybe this one, but it's not. It's been a fun card, as always. It's never disappointing. But we'll see. Next week could be a little bit light as well, yeah.
It's just a bit of a shame with a DQ again, but apart from that, it's been a pretty good card, but I just hope it's not a really, really good main card and then a little bit of a... Well, not a slow one, because it wasn't slow last week, but you know what I mean? I really want these main events to, like, pop.
Yeah. Little light on star power today.
Yeah. But hopefully Christian Lee can turn that all around.
Hopefully as well, what will help is the fact that DJ and Eddie, they've lost to fighters that generally in the West they've never heard of. So hopefully any MMA fans over there will just think, you know what, I don't know any of these fighters, but they could be brilliant. I don't know. Because one have proved to that audience, that side of the world, that they have some killers that UFC fans have never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance that, again, the real MMA fans are going to tune in anyway,
Yeah.
even without big names in the US.
I think it just sucks a little bit with them losing a few of their big fighters, particularly with what happened to Eddie, and obviously losing Sage it hurts so much because people forget how big Sage is,
Yeah.
particularly with the youth.
Yeah, and even Stephen Lohman was obviously coming in as very champion to fight former UFC guy John Lineker.
At least it was a clear-cut DQ, as Mick
That's
says.
fair, Mix.
But again, I tweeted it, and Tan Nguyen, who drops in on our shows sometimes, he said, I thought grounded knees were legal. I said, yeah, but soccer kicks aren't, and head kicks. So a lot of people are just coming to terms with the rule set, I think, aren't they? And it's funny that we had 2 DQs.
Well, not only that, I think even now, a lot of people in the West still don't really get the one rules.
Yeah.
You know, they're only slightly different, but there's still that mentality from a lot of fans. If you're not in the UFC, you're not very good. UFC is the only good promotion in the world. You still see that a lot on comments on Facebook still.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because the UFC just have so many of the world's best fighters.
Well, no, I think I don't want to sort of stereotype Americans. I know Nick loves it when I start a sentence like that, but that is a little bit of the mindset in America that nothing else exists outside of America. If you go there, the news is all centered around in America. I know if I ask for someone's phone number anywhere in the world, they'll give me their international card. Americans would just give you their normal card as if the world doesn't exist outside of America.
Yeah.
There is that in America. There is that, not everyone, but that's and how many Americans don't have a passport?
Yeah.
It's a huge percentage.
Well, more of them will have vaccine passports than passports. And how many, the thing that you find out is like the amount of Americans who don't even have an ID is absolutely staggering. But yeah, I think they do have.
Oh, look at that front kick.
There is a view that you haven't made it big unless you've made it in America, right?
What, in MMA?
Oh, just generally in almost everything anyway.
Oh,
Yeah. You just see that kick.
body kick. I think you're way ahead of us now. That was more than 10 seconds.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, it's
145.
It's over.
Where's Chris?
What? Can you hear me?
Are you ahead of us?
My fight just.
Oh, body kick.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on.
The referee waved it off, right?
Are we ahead of Nick now?
He's waved it off.
What? Hang on.
You're like 20 seconds behind me, Nick.
Yeah, you
shit.
were 10 seconds ahead of us.
Yeah.
When you started going woo woo,
press.
and then the fight finished, I thought you still were ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I was behind you there. Oh, well done to Janet.
How did you
Nice
lose 5
finish
seconds,
there.
Nick? Have you got some sort of time machine there?
A solid
Oh,
one.
liver. Brutal.
This is the angle we want to see.
Oh. Yeah, you can't come back from that, can you?
No.
Damn.
Was that the third round or second?
Third.
This track. I'm talking over it.
J2.
Do you think Janet Todd now, because she's ranked second, I think, in the rankings, she should go above Stamp, right? Because Stamp's out for a bit with this Grand Prix, right?
I would put her above Sam. Yeah.
Yeah. KO or TKO? Is that classified as?
Technical. TKO.
That's what I put.
Nice to see that
Well,
respect.
hopefully, I'd love to see Janet versus Anissa defend her title against Anissa Mexon first, defend her kickboxing title, and then maybe fight. Well, thing is though, she'd like to fight for the interim Muay Thai title while Alicia is out pregnant. But who's she going to fight? Stamp's concentrating on the MMA this year in the Grand Prix. She's just beaten the number 3. She's just beaten Alman Uniku, who I think is 5.
Alma's ranked 4th.
4th.
Hogstad is ranked 3rd. Lopez is ranked 5th.
And she's already beaten the number 5 girl as well. I know this is kickboxing. Muay Thai. There's that Lopez, isn't there? So, I don't know. Well, I think she definitely needs to defend her kickboxing title against Anissa Mexon next. That would be amazing.
And I just want to read out a few comments. Prod Hennyboy is saying, has anyone got the link? We are watching it on YouTube. We're based in Asia. If you're in the US, it's on TNT right now. Most of the rest of the world, you can get it on YouTube. Tony is saying, just for tonight, ear biting along with eye pokes, just be aware. I think he's mocking the rule set there. Eddie the Blasian saying, Chris is riding high with 4-0. Yes, I am undefeated on tonight on the greatest fantasy MMA app out there, Fanatics Fantasy MMA. Download in the App Store. It's fantastic. You can comment with your friends. There's leaderboards. We've got a league table in there. Test your knowledge against me, Nick, Drake Ridge, John Yonko, Michael Owens, some of the best journalists in the MMA game. And then we've got Meg saying Todd's so likable. Yeah, gotta love her. She's one of the best out there, isn't she, guys?
Wasn't really listening then.
The Todd is so likable.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just thinking. I was wondering what she was saying in her interview, but I was thinking as well how boxing works. Just goes from strength to strength.
Yeah.
And Brian Popejoy.
So Janet Todd just called for the trilogy with Stamp to determine the interim champ. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah, but it's Stamp up for it. Well, Stamp told me she's going to concentrate on MMA, but she'd
Yeah.
consider fighting in the Super Series for the title.
She said that, or she wants a $1 million 8-women Super Series tournament. She asked Chattery.
Did she? Well, she mentioned that to me as well. She wanted to go on for in the Muay Thai.
There we go. Leon getting the scoops before the rest of the world. Poor Chattery.
Here's the question, guys. Here's the big question. Whose show is going to finish first? This or the live chat with Charlie Hong Kong?
I think we won the ratings war, the Wednesday night war.
I'm surprised as well a little bit that one haven't played much more on Christian beating Shuya Kamikubo, because Shuya Kamikubo is someone who has a name in the US.
I think they want to protect Shuya, don't they? A little bit.
Not with the new UFC fans, but the hardcore US fans all know who Shuya Kamikubo is, and Christian Lee finished him.
But maybe they don't want to bury Shuya too much before next week, or whenever he's fighting.
With Eddie, right?
But still, you're promoting.
Beat Yori, he would have gone to probably fight Christian Lee, and then you've kind of got Shuya Kamikubo. He's kind of his banker, right? Because you can always finish that trilogy off.
Well, Shuya Kamikubo, he's on the verge of earning a title shot.
Yeah.
Since he lost to Christian, before he lost to Christian, he was on a little tear. Almost finished Christian in that first round, lost, and then he's been on a tear since then.
Yeah.
And again, he's fighting Edward Fulliang, who we all love. That's again another tough matchup for Edward Fulliang, because Shuya Kamikubo's he's like the Damien Maia of one championship. You know exactly what he's going to do. But it's so difficult to stop him doing it.
Yeah, and he's so
Everyone
good.
knows it, but within 30 seconds of almost every fight, he's already got to the fight to the ground, and you're surviving. That's it. and then you've got almost 5 minutes to survive, which against Shuya is almost impossible.
Yeah. And we've got one comment here. We've got Mig saying thank you. He's got to go pick up his girlfriend, but he wants that merch available to him.
I'll get the merch sorted soon. It just takes a little bit of time to get all the designs right. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist. You guys know. I want those fanny packs to bang.
Fanny
Don't want to have a second-rate fanny pack. Yeah,
bum bag.
bum bags, as we call them in
Yeah.
the
Okay.
UK.
I have two. I have a Sergio Tacchini and a Levi's.
What the hell?
Leon, do you own any bum bags?
Bum bags?
Yeah.
Leon loves a bum bag.
I'm not really a bum bag man.
Oh, okay. I imagine you having like Prada or Balenciaga or something like that.
Yeah.
Have you down as a bit of a poser?
I used to have used to go out every now and then with my man bag back in the day. Yeah. Living the dream.
We won the Wednesday night war, I think, with John 2 weeks in a row.
Alan Bones Jones is asking, would
You can't
Leon be
compete with
interested in trying bare knuckle fighting? You know what? I'll sponsor you in that, Leon.
I'd rather. What would I rather?
What would you rather?
I can't think anything clean or unprovocative to say.
Yeah.
So
You'd love a big night. What would you prefer, doing bare knuckle fighting or a big night out in Cambodia with your favorite Dutch fighter, Brown Penis?
I'd rather Cambodia all day long. I was going to say, who is, back to point, who was Edward Fuliang supposed to fight? I can't remember now. Before he took Shuya fight. Oh, Sexy Armor.
Yeah. It's a totally different matchup, really. Thing is with Fuliang, it's like he's kind of, I think we've seen peak Fuliang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shuya
I
and
think
Eddie
Shuya will
lost.
handle him.
Well, last time Shuya beat him in what, a minute and a half, something like that. It
Yeah, he
wasn't
got him
really-
straight down on the ground, yeah.
Yeah. And he lost to Shuya and then Eddie, and then he lost to he did lose back to back after that.
He won a fight. He beat I can't pronounce the guy's name, but that ended on a injury.
Yeah.
Then he lost to Peter Baust.
Yeah. Yeah.
He lost to Antonio.
And the Spartan. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a big fight. It's a good fight.
Here we go,
thing
main
is,
event time.
It makes sense if they did do another one card in May. Because not only is there a gap there, but you've also lost a lot of big names in this TNT cards. You've got some rollover names you could then put onto a card, and then any other new matchups as well.
So when they show all these video packages, is that just adverts on TNT?
No idea.
Like, did you guys see the heavyweight brawls thing?
Heavyweight balls.
Yeah, I just saw
Did
that.
you show the video package? Yeah.
Yeah, but that will not be on TNT.
Yeah, because I thought that's not what you want to show. Alan
No.
Nalani, my boy. Because that fight was years and years ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The previous fight finished 9 minutes ago now. So you've got to be thinking, you don't want longer than a 15-minute gap, right?
What's one going to do to fill out this hour and a half?
Well, I don't think it has to be in for an hour and a half, does it? Like, obviously, this fight finishes, they talk about it, and then the program ends. I don't think
So
they have
they
to fill it.
don't have a set time.
So guys, so it's the guys in the comments. Leon will never fight in BKFC. If Leon was ever going to fight, I think it'd most likely be Fight Circus, right? No? Do you think you're good enough for like BKFC or one? No, Fight Circus would give you something, right?
Probably be.
Fight Circus like Leon versus the Lady Boy? Is that a sequel? Who knows?
Yeah, maybe I'll fight the winner of this fight.
Yeah, no, what do you call it though? They have said, haven't they, Fight Circus ages ago, they said they did want to do a journalist versus journalist fight. So, I mean, Leon, why not?
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. Have to, what, Ariel Helwani? Would that be the journalist you'd go for? Or
did you see all that stuff about like Ariel? Someone revealed he's on 500K at ESPN, but he's thinking of breaking away from ESPN and like launching his own thing. Because if he could monetize 1% of his fan base, he could make $1 million easily a year.
yeah, he probably just should have left MMA fighting on SBN years ago and done his own thing.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to negotiate like double his pay or something. Because he could easily make $1 million, $2 million if he can monetize.
Yeah,
5% of his fan base. You know, that's where the money's at.
I think as well.
It's like us.
Doing the NBA, that's quite big. I mean, what Stephen A over there? He's on what, 8-9 million a year, and obviously he's the biggest star. But then, what are like the top, YouTubers in other sports? Like, how much money is the biggest basketball YouTuber getting paid out there, or in football, soccer?
He loves his pin because he does the odd basketball gig as well, doesn't he? And he loves doing that.
Yeah, don't fight Dan Tom. He's actually fought before, I think.
Oh. And
he trains.
Well, I think if I had to fight someone in the media, I'd probably, don't know, what female media members are there?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
I want you against Kirik Jenis. Big
Kirik
Bird.
He's a geezer, he is.
Yeah. The Tinder master from Tokyo.
Oh, wow.
Ariel is also doing basketball games for ESPN. So maybe doing extra work for them. Yeah, they're going to have to really come up with a bigger contract, I think, for him, because he could so easily set up his own thing now. I think he would bring the contacts with him unless UFC says the fighters don't talk to Ariel. I don't know. I think the only reason he gets all the access now is ESPN says, hey, don't blackball Ariel. But if Ariel's set up on his own, Dana might say, don't speak to him.
Dana and Ariel do not get on.
Dana doesn't like him anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he kind of lets Ariel do his thing just because ESPN, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Yeah. At the moment as well, isn't it? Obviously, at the moment, there's no events to go to, so he doesn't need like accreditation so much. Isn't as important right now.
Like, who's big in the YouTube MMA game? Apart from SCMP MMA, rolling on towards 20,000 subs.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, me neither.
Christian Lee. Oh, God. Yeah, I feel decision for Christian. Going big on it. Triple or nothing on Fanatics. Go to getfanatics.app/SCMP if you haven't already.
Yeah, I guess the only thing is Ariel could maybe do his own podcast, but it's like you think, how much money did Joe Rogan get paid? how much money would like a Spotify pay Ariel for the exclusive rights to Ariel's MMA podcasts like daily or every other day? That's
I'm sure
probably
he
the
could
best.
get. Yeah, he could get millions for that.
Yeah.
I think he just wants a bigger salary. Yeah, maybe $1 million at least.
Yeah.
He deserves it if you think about it.
Yeah. Man, Christian is such a beast.
Yeah. So, what was he saying? Tim Nasty's going to come out swinging, right? I think Christian expecting that.
Yeah,
He's going to have to weather that storm early.
take him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not super comfortable on the ground.
Could we see another red card?
Wow.
Imagine it. Good to see Big Dom back in action as well. All right. Chris asking Leon again. He's not going to tell you who won.
Oh.
Well, here we go, guys.
Yeah.
Quite excited for this. Yeah, let us know who you're picking in the chat, everyone. If you've got a pick. Is it and new or and still? Let's see what everyone's thinking. I am going for Christian Lee again. I learned not to bet against Christian Lee. He kept proving me wrong. I think it was the Daggy fight where I really just thought, okay, this guy's pretty damn good. But as Leon says, he proved it in the Shuya fight. Lapicus, I'm a little unsure on still because I do think he hit him in the back of the head. I think he probably would have won the fight anyway. Poor old Lapicus.
Yeah, I know. Because the way his last two fights have ended, crazy.
Yeah.
He's been on the
Maybe.
on each end of each spectrum.
Yeah. So Christian is representing the US.
And Singapore.
I thought he's Canadian.
Yeah, I think the thing is they're in that odd situation, isn't it? Like, wasn't he born in Canada, but he's lived in America long enough, so he's naturalized. He's obviously got a Singaporean, Chinese dad and a Korean mother.
I guess it makes sense to play up the American on TNT. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, with the stop, it looks quite intense.
Size difference.
But I think with the anti-Asian American thing that's going on and using that, I think it's kind of a smart move to have them promote the two identities.
Yeah, sure. Here we go. I mean, Tim looked huge there.
Yeah.
Look at a barrel chest. Oh, Jesus. Kind of nervous on this one. There we go. Whew. Yeah.
Ooh.
Gotta get it to the ground, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the move to go for.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they play up their Singaporean heritage when they're in Singapore, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, you don't have to be anything, man. You can be more than one thing. You can be Northern, you can be a few things, you know. Oh wow.
Oh. Oh, no
Come on.
way. No
Come on.
way.
Oh, that's over. Wow.
It's over.
First
Oh my
round.
God.
Oh my
First
God.
round fucking. Christian Lee just knocked
Wow.
out Timofey Nastyukhin. You mad?
Wow.
Oh my days. He didn't even have to take it to the ground, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is insane, man.
Wow. He ran through Nastyukhin like he was Nastyukhin running through Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah. Mad.
Nastyukhin's not happy with the finish.
You think he was still in it?
Well, he looks like he's not happy with the decision.
He was just eating shots, though.
He wasn't defending himself.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's have another look.
What was that left hook?
Oh, yeah.
Ground and pound.
So he's just not really defending himself, is he?
Well, he's lost his legs. His legs have gone from under him. He can't seem to plant his right foot when he's trying to get up.
Yeah. Good stoppage, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a good stoppage. It's a sound stoppage. It's not here because it's okay because he's moving up, right? He's getting up. He's getting up, and then he goes forwards. His right leg gives,
Yeah.
and then he's
Yeah.
against the fence. But yeah,
Oof.
wow.
Didn't expect that.
I did not
So,
expect that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to really say. Well, he might be moving up
Jesus.
from third place on my
Yeah.
top 5.
Jesus. So I'm kind of speechless. Jesus. Yeah. So they only got 1 hour this time. Yeah. Jeez. All right, I'm gonna take the quotes down.
Yeah, that's just my problem, right? It's just thing is, my only issue here is we wait. I got it down as 21 minutes.
21
between
minutes.
21 minutes between the two fights. It's like, do I have to wait 21 minutes between fights when they already know that this fight is only lasting X amount of time?
You get the time on that, Leon.
No.
Anyone see the time on the clock? Let us know in the chat. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, over and done with like that.
Made it look easy. So
A night of finishes.
maybe him and Eddie are gonna scrap.
His miss is about to drop.
Oh yeah. Is that Adrian, the younger brother?
Yeah.
Oh, he looks big. He looks thick.
Yeah. He's 15, is he?
Yeah, something like that. Wow. Christian Lee, here we go.
I think we spoiled it for everyone. I'm going to take down these quotes. It seems like TNT was behind us. Oh, well.
Hasn't got to travel as far, has it?
Oh, shit. Ah.
What's he saying?
He actually beats power. That's what happened tonight. Beautiful.
Wow.
This is something that my dad and brother and I were dreaming over and over.
Wow, Eddie, 18 people got perfect picks on this card. That is a rarity.
Not me. Okay. Yeah. Got the quotes. So. Oh, yeah. I didn't get my triple points.
Oh.
Who underestimated Christian this time, though? I don't think anyone. I think most people were picking Christian this time.
Yeah, I will tell you though. I will call out some people. Michael Owens had Timofey Nastyukhin. Jasmine Blaze had Timothy Nastyukhin as well.
Call them out.
Yeah, called out.
Shame them. Shame.
And Nick had Christian Lee, but you had him by decision.
I know. But Chris, I always put it all on the line. You know this. I go for the triple or nothing. It's the name of the game. I'm not coming here this to pick up cheap points. Pick a couple of fights every card. I'm all or nothing. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. WMMA scene. Now, I just suggested this, right? Alvarez said on Helwani he's flying back to Singapore to fight before the end of the month. Alvarez versus Lee. But as Leon pointed out and Christian just said, his wife's about to give birth to their first girl. I do not think he will be heading back out there. I will ask Chatri. Maybe he's going to reveal who Eddie's opponent is. That would be cool. That'd be very fun.
I don't know what. Who do you guys have an inkling it might be?
Not that many options. Maybe Daggy.
Maybe Yuri's fine. They might rematch. I don't know.
Maybe that'd be the best.
Chatri said in a Facebook post a couple of days ago they're going to do the rematch as soon as Yuri's healthy.
Because outside of Yuri and Daggy, you've got Shinya Oki's fighting over Fuliang. Lowenthal Anus and Peter Boost are fighting each other. They're probably just outside the top 5. You've got Marek Gavrov fighting next week on the TNT 3 card.
Yeah, Shinya versus Fuliang is confirmed for next week or the week after, the 4th. Okay. So 28th in Singapore. Or 29th, is it? I can't remember.
But Marek Gavrov is fighting next week on TNT 3.
Gafarov. Who they got for Gafarov? Oh, the new guy who's come in, the Korean dude. I can't remember his name. James Goyder was talking about it yesterday. Let's have a look.
Yeah, okay, Roy Yoon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, decent card, fellas, wasn't it? And it's kind of over briefly, mercifully.
Yeah, a mad card. I just can't get over how they had a 21-minute break between Janet Todd and Christian Lee when they knew this fight was only going to give them a minute and a half of satisfaction.
Couldn't they have just thrown another fight in there,
you know? Before a title fight, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm just saying 21 minutes for a fairly short payoff.
I think no fights went the distance tonight.
Yep.
Really?
Which does make you think, because they filmed it with one on TNT 3, it does make you think, because that's a 5-fight card as well.
Why didn't they just throw in another fight? You know, they know ahead of time that this is going to happen. They could have put like that last fight from the prelims on there. That was a good fight. Could have snuck it in.
Could they not have reduced the amount of time they were on Bleacher Report and put one of the short prelims onto this main card? So we had 3 fights and not 21 minutes to build up between fights, because we had 21 minutes between 2 fights.
Yeah.
One fight lasted, 2 minutes, and the other fight was 9 minutes.
I think this is a big issue, man.
Yeah.
If they know ahead of time it's pre-recorded, they could just make it a really action-packed hour and a half, whatever, like bang, bang, bang. Just fights. They don't need 20-minute video packages.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one for them to think about, hopefully.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
that dragged a little bit for me, the hour.
Well, if you look at it, the prelims were really good, because you had the prelims, then you had a little break, we have a chat, and then you have the next fight, and it goes, and it's really nice pacing. But in this, it was like, bang, we start at 2 minutes past 10, all action, and then we have to wait around for 20 minutes after. But yeah.
Zazakita is saying, Lee's got power, he's only 22. I wonder how he'll be when he gets a man's body in his early 30s. Yeah, crazy, isn't it, guys, to think how good he will be. He's still so young, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's doing that. This guy could be around for another decade and a half if he wants to be. 2 decades.
He could even arguably become like a free-weight champion. He could maybe one day even go up to welterweight, while 5'10" is maybe not the tallest in welterweight, but it's not too bad. But he definitely has it in him, and he's got so much time on his side. I think probably now, is he 22? I thought he was 23, but
I think 23. Yeah,
he's 23 in June.
22 now. So the only thing is probably unlikely. I don't know. As he gets older, it will probably ever get harder if he wants to go back down to featherweight. But yeah, definitely, he's got so much to give, man.
Who is Peter Baust fighting us? Oh, I'm not sure. Does he have a fight scheduled? You might know. Okay, yeah, there you go. On next week.
TNT 4, I think.
Okay, perfect. I keep forgetting about that fight. We talked about it last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
I feel that should be getting a bit more play, but it's kind of going under the radar slightly. Surprised one doesn't have anything scheduled for May until the 28th, says WMMA Scene Now. I feel they're just maybe going to roll out 2 weeks of pre-recorded cards after the 28th of April, right?
Yeah, most likely they'll record a few and then have some stuff ready in the bank, and then probably do a live show June or July.
What's going on with Brandon then, and when's he fighting? Maybe there will be another live show before that one in May, because Martin is out in camp again as well.
You don't think Martin Eddie is any possibility?
That's wild.
That's wild. Eddie doesn't want to fight no scrubs. Do you know what I mean? Martin's right up there.
But Martin signed a contract to fight Kim, and that is the next fight for both.
He's fighting Kim anyway, isn't he? Because he posted a message saying he's fighting the same opponent, just a different date.
Oh, he's going to fight the same opponent. That's confirmed.
So Ewan definitely isn't fighting Eddie Alvarez.
No. Yeah. So he's going to be fighting on one TNT 4 then, Martin. It's got to be right.
I don't know, because he may have just stayed in Singapore, then fly back.
So what? But if he's not going to fight until June, because he's not going to be on the Empower card, that means he's going straight into another 7 weeks of training camp.
That feels like overkill, though, for me.
He'll be on TNT. I reckon he'll be on TNT 4.
Martin, yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like waiting until June, it's too long, isn't it? Another 7 week training camp away from the family.
One needs to learn to air a prelim fight if it's quick finish. Yep, that's what we were thinking. Showing Wang versus Kim on the TNT broadcast to fill out the hour. Yeah, that would have been good. Just make it an action-packed hour, like, you know, the way AEW is kind of constant. There's always something going on. There's no filling of time, really. Who is Rainier's next opponent? Asks Long. Is it the winner of Onglar Big Dash or Abasov? I think he's going to, I think it'll probably be Abasov. I know they're both calling for that fight. WMMA Now asking, I hope One Empower is broadcast live. planning my own play-by-play stream since it fits my niche. Yeah, I think that one is definitely live, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, definitely. I think it probably seems like it's going to be live Asia time, right?
Yeah, because it's on a Friday. So
Yeah.
I hope we see Francis versus Brandon Vera. Alan, that's never going to happen.
No.
And I don't want to.
We might see Rupert versus Brandon Vera.
Yep, could see Rug. Why don't we get your fight of the night, guys? Or morning.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll start with Mr. Chris. Go on then.
Well, it's really hard because there's been so many good fights. We had one fight that was going absolutely amazing, but was disqualified due to an illegal soccer kick. And then obviously for me, I think for the fight of the night, we probably have to look at the back and forward battle between Shuya Wang and Kim Kyu-sung. I think the second fight of the night finished by Wang with an elbow in the third round. I thought it showed all the facets of MMA. Thought it was fantastic war, bit of back and forward. It was one of the only two fights that did get to the third round. So for me, fight of the night is Wang versus Kim.
And Leon, who you got?
I think performance tonight has to be Christian Lee, just for.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I get your performance, Chris? I forgot.
Oh, my performance tonight, that's Christian Lee for the knockout.
Okay, yeah.
All
right. And Leon?
Fight of the night, performance of the night.
They're all entertaining, really.
Yeah.
I would go for Christian Lee.
Just got a message saying I can interview Christian Lee quickly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Go for it, bro.
Bonus.
I'll see you later. Thanks, Leon.
I'll see if it's still going when I finish.
Yeah. Just bring him in here. Let's get him in the chat. All right, man.
See in a minute.
See you.
You know what that means, guys? It means you need to check out Asian Persuasion soon because they're going to have some Christian Lee content coming up and at you.
Christian Lee exclusive.
Yeah.
Go to apmma.net and check that out, or check out the YouTube Asian Persuasion MMA. That's our buddy Leon Jennings, Leaping Leon. Yeah. Crazy dude right there. I was gonna say my performance of the night. Yeah, also Christian Lee. Fight of the night. I'm gonna tend to agree with you again as well there. The second fight. I want to introduce another third award that we used to do when we play football. Dick of the Day.
Wow.
It's kind of British institution that.
Yeah.
Who is your Dick of the Day, Chris?
It has to be Zoltan. I think that's soccer kick. I mean, you can say what you like about Yuri. He did kind of move his head. You can say Eddie did kind of hit him in the wrong place, but that was very accidental. There was no malice, you know. I don't see anyone getting a stern talking to you from that. But Zoltan, I mean, I think this is one championship debut proper. I think before this, it had all been, it's a second fight, so I just checked on one championship. And it's just sad, pathetic, totally unprofessional for him to do this because he was just lashing out. It was kicking out. There was no other way to say it, right? He was frustrated by how much better Nakahara was on the ground, and he kicked him because he was frustrated.
Yeah, I don't think you could say it was an accidental one. That was just the forward motion of the foot kind of accelerated, and it's not like he was planting it, And if you plant it, it would be it'd be the base of the foot, I think, or the toes, but it kind of caught him flush with the bone of the foot. Zaza Kita asking, WMMAC now, you got any predictions for the quarterfinals of the Grand Prix? Yeah, let us know what you think. Is that the next event? Who are we picking? I'm thinking I'm going for the lofty Denise beating Ham. I'm putting it out there. Just I feel something in the air. And then I'm gonna have, is it Meng against Ritu or?
Yeah, Meng against Ritu.
Yeah, I think Meng will win that one. I think Itsuki will. Is she facing Elise Anderson?
Yeah,
I think she'll handle that. And then what's the other one? We got Stamp rematch with Aliona. I think Stamp will win that. So Stamp Denise semi-final will be kind of tasty if that happens. And then
I'm going Ham and Stamp to meet in one semi-final, and I'm going with Itsuki Hirata to go on and meet in the surprise.
oh no,
Actually, for everything, I really respect Mengbo, and I think she's really, really good. But I do just think Rita, if she can take her down, she is going to be really, really good in those positions, and she's going to be able to do really bend into her will. Because Menga's, she has good jiu-jitsu, but she doesn't have great wrestling, great takedown defense, and has been a hole in her game in the past. And that's my 3 favorites, and I guess that's my one big outsider.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping there's another event before that, another live event. Otherwise, it might be a bit of a wait.
Yeah, we
I
are
haven't heard
now officially through the One on TNT series.
Yeah,
One more pre-recorded show, then we've got a final live show, which hopefully that card can get back up to the 6 fights, because I know Leon wasn't really having it, but we all know he's a bit of a one championship shield from time to time. But I much prefer 3-fight prelims and 3 fights on the main card. To me, it's a much better split than 3 and 2. I don't like a 5-fight card.
yeah. I'm just checking out the hashtag one on TNT2, seeing how much buzz there is. There seemed to be a lot more buzz last week. I think it was actually trending. The hashtag was trending last week. It's not trending this week, so
yeah,
naturally a little less buzz. But I'm just hopefully there's a good rating there. I do think they need to tighten up the shows though. Like we were saying, I think shove another prelim in there, keep the flow going, keep people fixed, keep them drawn in. Video packages ain't the one. I know I said I like a video package, but I like a video package at the start and then keep the action flowing. Just get us some fights, get us some knockouts. There were 5 finishes on that card, right? Sort of. No fight went to a decision.
There's some people on Twitter saying that on TNT they kind of put out a little bit of a promo trashing the UFC a little bit, talking about how martial arts has maybe lost its honor and stuff like that. Yeah, Amy was tweeting that out.
Really? Should we have a look? Amy Kaplan. Have a look.
I'll be back in
is that your doorbell? What have you ordered? All right. No, Amy was just tweeting that she wants someone to send her a link to that promo, but it was like, look at all these UFC fighters we signed and how they got their asses kicked. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Anyone else see that in the chat? Interesting. Because a lot of people have thought that might be a conspiracy theory that one signed these UFC guys to lose to their guys.
But to tell you the truth, it's what they have to do, right? Like, Sage has come over and lost, so he's kind of lost some of his worth. You've got to kind of show that he's lost to one of your guys. And, because with DJ losing, it's kind of like a win-loss, because it does Eddie losing, DJ losing, Sage losing, does show that it's a really, really competitive divisions, particularly the lower weight classes. We're probably not going to see Vitor fight. The only one who's actually come over and won is John Lineker, of the big 4 that came over.
Yeah. What you got over there?
I've got just a cappuccino.
Oh, nice. I could do with one of those.
Bit of caffeine in the body, and I got myself a bacon and egg bagel with brown sauce.
What? Where from?
Bagel Alley.
Yeah.
All I had was some yogurt and fruit this morning.
I've just been eating pretzels. Not really a real breakfast. Might have to go get a coffee. Yeah.
WMMA is saying everyone is favoring Ham versus Denise, but he's nervous about Ham at 115. That is true.
I think Denise is going to do something here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think she's got a little more. She's got a lot more to prove, maybe.
Yeah.
Than Ham.
I just hope Ham should look at Eddie Alvarez and be like, because we all know Eddie kind of looked past Nastyukhin a little bit. If Ham goes in and is like, because she's quite old now, she's saying this is her last run anyway. So if she's not looking past them, she should be able to give everything. I don't know if that's going to work, but I think it's going to be super competitive. I think all 4 of the quarterfinals are going to be competitive. I think probably the least competitive one, in my opinion, will probably be Stamp.
I actually missed these Friday night shows now. I was looking forward to the Thursday mornings, but I miss our Friday adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Having a few beers.
Yeah, definitely. I think, Joe, just for the US, they have to do Wednesdays, right? I don't understand why you... And also, here's another thing. You were talking about how ESPN don't really do that. They do quite a bit of one when you do consider PFL is on ESPN. And they do seem to give one a little bit more traction sometimes than PFL. Maybe that's because I recognize the one stuff more. But I do see them covering one at the moment more than they do cover PFL. I'm seeing personally, I don't know what you find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see much coverage.
Yeah.
In terms of written coverage. Unless they're given a story, an exclusive. And then it always still seems kind of reluctant that they actually do that anyway. But they I don't think they'll run. I might be completely wrong here, but I don't think they cover it day to day. Like, here's the results of the shows. But I'm sure one will be pushing them to cover more and giving them more exclusives, which kind of encourages them to do it more.
Yeah.
And hey, good for them. Getting coverage by ESPN is never a bad thing. So
100%.
even though it's gonna kill my market, the golden goose is being slayed. Yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah.
Definitely one is changing the way they operate. They are now working with more media and trying to give them incentives to cover them by giving them exclusives, things like that. Kind of the way I'd liken it to the way WWE works, where they will give out little exclusive things, like if someone's going into the Hall of Fame, they'll like farm it to a big website or a big newspaper, and then they'll pump it up on their programming and saying, as exclusively revealed by Variety, Chris Jericho is going into the Hall of Fame, whatever. I think one is seeing that they're trying to instigate that now. They had some news break in ESPN. They've broken some in MMA fighting, some in the Filipino papers. I mean, I got some bits, and they're mixing it around. Leon's just getting the exclusive with Christian Lee, so that's cool. I was about to ask them, hey, can I get Christian? But I'll let Leon have him. Leon deserves it. There we go.
We've got some.
I get what you mean about the golden goose. WMMA scene. Now my videos and one have been getting a lot of views lately, more than my UFC videos. I'm glad someone's getting traffic. I'm getting zero on all of my One Championship stories because all these bloody American websites writing about them now. Adam, man, Christian Lee knocked out the guy that KO'd Eddie Alvarez, basically cleaned his division out of all the toughest matchups. Yeah, I was just looking. Top 4 in his division he's taken out, right?
Hasn't he beat Gafurov as well? Or am I wrong?
Let's have a look. Topology, Christian Lee. He's definitely beaten Dagi Shinya, who's 4th.
He's not fought Gafurov, but that's pretty much it.
He's beaten, Lapicus number 2, Timofey number 3, Shinya 4. Let's get Eddie, slide Eddie in there, and then see if Christian can take out the whole top 5.
That's it. I think like the fact that he has beaten everyone apart from Gafurov is that if Eddie can beat any of those other 4, he's kind of in with a shout. And as well, Eddie is the big name, right? If Christian Lee would have been fighting Eddie tonight, be even bigger.
Yeah, Adam Ahmed pointing out Lee said he's interested in fighting Tanley to become the 2-division champ.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's weird that one because I asked Christian that before the fight, before he flew out, and he said, well, if anything, I think it would be Tan coming up to me. And he said Tan's got a division to clean out first as well. I don't think that fight's as close as we think it might be.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Christian will want to drop down again. Oh no, he's not huge though, is he? You know, he was underweight for this fight. Got some more comments about the Grand Prix here. Itsuki versus Anderson is the mystery fight for me. Anderson just became a full-time fighter and moved gyms for this. Moved from Michigan to Florida. As Akita said, Anderson is really tall for the weight class, but she looks pretty skinny. Yeah, have you seen much of Elise Anderson, Chris? I am admittedly pretty blind coming in to this fight for her. I do not know really what she's all about, what she brings. I've seen a couple of gifs, flying armbar finish, I think, from Invicta.
Great jiu-jitsu. You can find some of her fights from Invicta on YouTube. Quite easy to research. Pretty solid fighter. I did not know about that she just went full-time very recently. So it just showed that she's done pretty well to get where she is and have, I think, 3 wins in Invicta out of 4. It might be 4 out of 5. I can't remember. But to do that in Invicta is pretty good, particularly being an amateur. I mean, look, when it does come to women's MMA, I mean, every UFC champion has pretty much been an Invicta champion or had a run in Invicta anyway. It's, you know, UFC, if you say it is the number 1 MMA organization. On the women's side, you could argue Invicta is probably just as good as Bellator and won and all those other championships. It is pretty huge, pretty much like an unofficial feeder league in effect. She is tall for the weight class. Don't think she looks that skinny, but she was fighting Americans. Hirata, but I there's something about Hirata. She's 22, 20. The thing is, right, they're all super young that they've signed. They're all, I think, Fogat's the oldest after Han, and she's 27, and everyone else is 23, 24, 25. And, you know, they have got a whole generation here that might all end up fighting each other a few times over. But for me, of what I've seen, Hirata's just on a slightly higher level than Anderson because it wasn't like she was ever ranked in Invicta or like top 5, top 10, but she was just building out her career. And obviously she's got a great dream move to 1 championship now.
Leon Jennings versus Artem Lobov. I don't know.
Yeah. Artem's got that all day.
Yeah. Mengbo versus Fogat comes down to takedown versus takedown defense.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's a really close quarterfinal. You know, that was probably the one that a lot of people were looking at and being like, wow, they've really thrown Ritu in the deep end. Because, I mean, Mengbo is probably the number 1. After Denise and Ham, is probably the 3rd favorite to win it. She was the only other girl in the rankings prior to the Grand Prix starting. So she is highly ranked, but Ritu is just so great at one thing. And he pretty much got it down to a T, right? It is, I'm going to try and do this one thing to you. You know what's coming. Can you stop it? I'd be very surprised if Ritu goes out there and decides to do a Muay Thai exhibition match or something like that. I think she's going to go out there to wrestle.
Yeah, Adam and Zaza talking in the chat there about Christian Lee's Eddie Alvarez. Yeah, that would really cement him in the US, as Adam says, wouldn't it, Chris? I think if Christian Lee beats Eddie Alvarez, is he still lacking a legitimate win in the eyes of some MMA fans, Christian Lee?
Yeah, I think it would. I think it'd help get him over. I mean, look, this is something that I do always say. It's like people always talk about how big stars the Lees are, and they are pretty big stars. But I think Christian has about 50,000 followers on Instagram. Angela has about 160,000. Sage Northcote has about 800,000. I think Eddie and DJ are in the millions. So it does show you that there is levels to this fame and infamy. But definitely, I feel like Christian Lee, really, you need to get him on to like Ariel Helwani, something like that. Give him a really good interview. Because it is like Food Truck Diaries with Brendan Schaub. They sent DJ and Eddie. Well, for me, if I was doing it, you do DJ already with a Asian star who's got big in one championship. Do you know what I mean? And then you do another one with like John Lineker and someone else, or Sage Northcutt and someone else. If you kind of get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I think pairing Eddie and DJ is really silly. You should pair like Eddie and Ongla and DJ and Christian Lee, for example.
Yeah. It's only good if it's in the UFC for most fans. As Akita, some fans, a win is only good if the opponent has a wiki page. And yeah, does Christian have to go to the UFC, Chris, do you think? If he wants that credit?
Anyway, he's 23. He's a champion in one championship. He's probably getting paid pretty well. He'd probably not be earning as much money straight off the bat with the UFC. He's probably on a long contract. I'd say you're 23. How good is he? I don't truly know. Would he beat Khabib? I don't think so. Gaethje, Poirier, no. Right now, look, he can go and have 6 more title defenses, set the record in one championship before he's 27, and then go to the UFC. You know what I mean?
Would he want to cut weight? Would he be a welterweight?
No, I think he'd be a lightweight. I think he'd be okay at cutting weight.
But would he want to do that? I mean, he's the golden boy of one. Like you said, he's getting paid well.
Mm-hmm.
He looks amazing. He's presented as a star with the UFC.
Michael Chandler,
yeah,
the star of Bellator. But at one point, and it wasn't even financial, but he, what was he, 29, 30 when he moved over to the UFC? But he made sure he was financially secure first, and then after that, but he's gone not on a money basis to the UFC. He's gone for the competition because he wants to see if he's actually the best in the world. And unfortunately, in almost every division in the world, you have to be in the UFC to say I'm the best in the world.
Yeah, you can have individual fighters, I think, that can say that and can claim it in other organizations, like Chandler when he was in Bellator.
Yeah, or they can be the best, but it's that argument, right? If you did a top 10 of almost every division in the world that the UFC has divisions in, 7 out of 10 for every division is going to be from the UFC because they just have the vast majority of the talent.
Yeah, do you think that will change? Are we getting there closer to the point now where Bellator and one? Because I do look at, and maybe PFL can claim a little bit as well now. They have signed some big stars, but I'd say Bellator 1 and UFC are the big three, and obviously UFC is way ahead of Bellator and 1. But I do think Bellator and 1 are putting together, improving their rosters constantly to the point it's improving every year.
Yeah, Christian Lee went straight in for the lightweight title. Straight in, never fought at lightweight before. How many fights did Tony Ferguson have to win in a row, and he still never got a shot at the lightweight title? That's
13, 12.
Yeah, that gives you an idea of the difference in depth. I mean, you look at Leon Edwards, how many fights has he won in a row in the UFC? Not how many wins has he got in the UFC, but how many fights has he won in a row? Is it 7, 8? 7?
7, I think.
Man, yeah. I mean, if you're welterweight in one championship, if you win 7 in a row, you've defended the title 3 times.
Yeah, obviously there are some divisions in one which are just complete shambles, but I think they're building out lightweight very nicely.
I think
atomweight.
Men's flyweight is probably their closest to the UFC.
Yeah,
it is maybe the one division that you could argue is better, and then bantamweight to lightweight are really, really competitive.
Yeah,
even then, if you've got 2 or 3 wins at lightweight in one championship, if you've got 2 or 3 wins, we're talking about you fighting a number 5 guy. Generally, aren't you? If you've got 3 wins, then if you're beating number 5, you're only 1 or 2 fights, so you're only 6 ever away from a title. While in the UFC nowadays for lightweight, it is 10 fights you're looking at.
Yeah, but I do think maybe one could expand the rankings in some of these divisions, because there's just some of these times if you're not in the top 5, some fans just tend not to even know who you are. But there are fighters who are fighting and winning, and I do think they could have a top 10 in some of these divisions, like you mentioned. But
yeah, definitely. Flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, they could for sure do top 10s. But do you want to have them at top 10s and others at top 5 and others with no rankings? That's the issue. It looks more of a mess than it already is. That's the super hard part.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of need rankings for every division for it to look proper, and I think you have to do the higher divisions first.
Well, they've got to sort out welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they're making any noise about signing any light
'cause
heavyweights.
that's always the thing that I was saying Victor's great with, right? Because it's like they're not the biggest, they're not the UFC, no one's the UFC, but they can say we are definitely maybe second best for women's fighting because they've niched it. And sometimes it does make you think, should one championship be doing all these weight classes at the top when they haven't really got a lot of talent there?
I thank you for the kind words, Adam. Yeah, we always cover one here. We don't cover Rising as much as we should, maybe, but one I think we do we try and do our best, don't we?
Yeah, we try and do our best.
Cover all these one events.
We do put out a lot of interviews, some Rising content, which is always fun. And I mean, look, it's one of those things. Asian MMA is huge. You've got huge countries, huge population bases. I mean, over in Japan, you've got your Deep Japan Crazy Rising Road. You got Kunlun and WLF Wars, Full Metal Dojo over in Thailand, and then kind of right now you got them all kind of feeding into one or two organizations really on the global stage, and that's the UFC and one.
Yeah, and this is a good point though from WMMA thing now. Yeah, you look at Bellator's rankings; they should have stuck with top 5. Like their top 10 lists are a mess. Yeah, I did look at those, and I did think, fuck, I don't know half these people on these lists. And I'm a bit of an ignorant fan when it comes to Bellator. I don't watch Bellator that much, if at all. I mean, I just don't have time between everything I do for one and UFC, and I need to have a life as well outside of the work. But I'm trying to increase my Bellator output. But yeah, looking at those ranks as a casual Bellator fan, I was a bit clueless. I'm sure, Chris, you would know most, if not all, of the fighters on there. But
some of the rankings are absolutely terrible. I mean, Darren Caldwell just lost in the semi-finals of the Grand Prix. Former champion, not even in the top 10, and they have people who have one win in the top 10. They are a total mess, man. But it's not me to ask. Probably go ask John Hyun Ko or Amy Kaplan because they help make them.
You guys got the inside scoop on Horiguchi's status. He isn't in the Bantamweight Grand Prix. So is he going to fight in Bellator next? I have no idea. Zazakita.
Yeah, there is fights in Bellator. They have been thinking about it. They have been talking about it, but they've been undone by the pandemic. And I thought that the Grand Prix was being done to find him a challenger because he's kind of cleared everyone out again. And he beat Asakura, who is Asakura was kind of his big rival. Manel Cape has gone. So that's it.
We could ask JHK. He's obviously on the Bellator rankings panel. While it would be easy to just close the upper weights in one, people probably wouldn't take it seriously if they didn't have heavyweight. Yeah. Plus, you got Ongla.
Yeah, that's true. Brandon Vera, huge stars. The problem is as well is that their welterweight and middleweight their welterweight division in particular was kind of neglected for a very long time post Ben Askren. He kind of did hold the division up for 2 years, being the champion and not fighting. So there was some issues created there. And as well, I hate to say this, but they do like in their divisions to have Asian fighters in every division. And I do find that in some of the higher weight classes, it's good to find a lot of good Asian fighters. And I think that does on some level add to the malaise,
Yeah. Manel Cape might be back if he doesn't fix the situation quickly. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've hit 3 hours. Do you want to call it a day there, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's a perfect time to call it a day.
I should do some work, some written work.
Yeah.
Type up some of this Christian Lee stuff. Maybe I'll go check out Leon's interview with Christian Lee on apmma.net. Asian Persuasion MMA. Please show Leon some love if you haven't already. Follow, like, subscribe. Asian Persuasion MMA. They get some good stuff. Yeah, thank you, Chris, again for joining me. Enjoyed that bagel. What did you have? A sandwich?
Yeah, got my bagel song, and I'll go have it now. Slathered and brown sauce.
Yeah. All right. Follow Chris. Where can they get you?
At ChrisCB_MMA. I'm on there quite a bit on Twitter. Posted my theoretical one championship pound for pound on there the other day, so that was quite interesting. A lot of people tend to disagree with me, but we're all doing our own different way. And
Leon's just turned up.
The man is back. Very quickly, we're just about to call it a day, but did you have any little scoop from Christian there?
A few. He's very unlikely he's going to move down to featherweight now. He's really he walks around about, what did he say, 190.
He's filled out.
Down to about 170 over 10 weeks. So he says his next goal will be welterweight, not moving back down to featherweight. He said as well, all Eddie Alvarez needs to do is get a good finish over Yuri Lapicus, and he's got the next title shot.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, Chris, if you want to leave, Chris, just get out of here.
Oh, it's no rush. I'll have a little chat with Senor Leon.
Yeah, I'll hang around for 5 minutes. Yeah, Leon's got the exclusive. When is the video up on apmma.net?
Oh, that's a good question. So normally, when we do an interview, we send them the link. They sent me a link, and I went straight after someone else before me.
Oh yeah.
And they gave me permission to record, and I didn't record it for some reason. So I need to hope they've got a good recording at their end.
You donkey. Oh.
Well, no, the thing is though, I had no choice. They were hosting it, and it was like a mini. There's
a Zoom.
There's a Zoom with loads of people in it as well. So I don't know what. I'm not an expert at Zoom, but they gave me permission. It says the host has given you permission to record. It said recording, and at the end of the call, there's nothing's been saved.
I'm sure they'll keep a.
They did, but will it have just both our windows?
Yeah.
I don't know, brother.
I've only done this once before with Azuki Hirata, and I couldn't record my end, and they just recorded Azuki. So I had to re-record all my questions and then edit it in. So it went from me to her, to me to her.
Oh, wow. I look forward to that.
So it could be more fun and games. And on top of that, if I can have a mini rant, there's no point even posting it to Facebook because Facebook has suspended my page for a week. And as usual, they won't tell me why.
Yeah. Oh, dear. All going wrong for you, Leon.
It is with
Great work on Asian Persuasion. Great interview, says Alan Bones Jones, though.
Thanks, Bones Jones.
Bonesy. Yeah. Well, yeah, you kind of joined us as we were packing up, but if you want to.
This card would have been like if it would have had Liam Harrison on and.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a shame we lost that.
I see. We lost 2 fights as well from the card, didn't we? Including the co-main event, the former champion.
Well, I'm excited for next week. I think it's going to be an absolute banger. And you know what? Like, if you would have said to me when John Lineker and Sage and DJ and Eddie all came over that John Lineker is probably the most likely one to win a strap, I would have been a little bit like, oh, who knows? But interesting to see because if he wins next week, right, he's bang on it.
Well, he should have done anyway. I thought the win against Kevin Bellion.
Yeah.
Would have earned him the win. But also as well, got Nicky Holzken versus John Wayne Parr next week.
Yeah, that's it. Feature fight of the prelims, which will be an absolute banger. It's an odd one that they haven't put that on the main because I know Nicky Holzken has a pretty big name in America from his glory days, and John Wayne Parr is John Wayne Parr, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Anyway, do you want to call it a day, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much to everyone in the comments. You've been absolutely fantastic. Alan, Zaza, WMMA, all the regs.
Yeah.
I will have the Christian interview up at some point in some form or another today.
Yeah. Check it out.
Luck.
Remember, when it comes to MMA news, the first place you check, SCMP MMA. The second place you check, Asian Persuasion. And the third place you check is SCMP MMA again, because Nick writes 20 articles a day, man. So by the time you get through Asian Persuasion, Nick could write 5 articles. So there we go.
I can't keep up with that anymore. Yeah. When we do all this video, the writing output falls a bit. But yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Cool.
And I'll see you
next week.
Yeah. Next week for one on TNT 3. Yeah. And otherwise, maybe we're back this weekend in some form. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you. See you again next time.
Cool. Thank you, guys.